Hey everybody, and welcome this week to DrainSim. Now, not so often whenever I play something is the title of the game exactly what you do inside of the game, but yes, this is a game where there's water and it's flooding a town, and you're like a person who's draining all that water. It's a really fun game. It is in early access, but it's so fun I had to break my rule against playing games that are in early access. I don't like to do it because all of my playthroughs are meant to be really comprehensive, like beginning to end strategy. And let's say in 3 months there's a new level pack for this game, and this Let's Play is already antiquated, or playthrough is already antiquated. I kind of want it to just be out there so that people can, use it, but I like this game so much, I just got to play it for the channel. It's so good. So things get kind of dark here right off the bat. Now, I do want to give you a warning as we start things up. This game has AI-generated content in the audio, and I think the cover picture for the game on storefronts. Now, me personally, I don't care about it, but for my viewers who are and happen to notice it, I would just ask that you direct your criticism towards the creator in that regard, and not necessarily towards me, somebody who's just playing the game. I understand people on both sides of the fence there, and as someone who's not taking a position, I would just ask that you please don't presume that I do. Anyway, so this game, actually, the only thing that it sort of suffers from is loading screens, and I don't want to bore you with them, so I'm going to cut until we load into the game. Okay, so the game opens up here. I'm going to be talking over cutscenes and stuff in this because it's not too informative, but as we open up here, we're kind of trying to flush, and we've got this information here that local city entrance the entrance road blocked by landslide. So there's one hell of a storm that's blowing through, this area, and we're going to have to grab our trusty plunger and we're the hero that the city needs in the face of a flood. I really like the music of this game too. It's such a vibe. So, I am going to be playing through the entirety of this game, but we start off with a tutorial here, as is usual. So, the first thing it's directing us towards is opening up the map. Now, I want to go ahead and point out a few things here. So, the white circles that we can see on the map are the locations of drains. Now, drains are usually all clogged whenever we load into a map, and that's no exception here. The other things to keep in mind are, obviously the heat maps. That's where, the water is located. The red ones mean that they are very deep, and they count heavily towards the score, the score of water, which, again, you can see in the top left there, water level overall, and the street, which is the specific location in which there's water. So, that might not all make sense to you right now, but I've got a feeling it will here very shortly. So, we're looking for the storm drains in this area. So, it's giving us the exact location in terms of a waypoint, but you don't usually have this on the maps. But what I'll tell you is, a lot of times there's leaves, and then there's these little rainbow colored bubbles, I guess it is, to indicate where they are underneath of the water. So if you ever get over here and you can't see very well, it's probably near where the bubbles are. So we clear the storm drain by raking all this shit out of the way, and it's telling us to now find the second storm drain, which again is if it's just going to give us a waypoint. Again, this is the tutorial. The tutorial is pretty basic. Whenever we actually load into a normal level is where we gotta actually do some strategy. So yeah, again, you can follow these rainbow bubbles. That's normally how I am able to tell, underneath of all this gunk and water and stuff where the drains are. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this drain out all the way. There we are, and now it's asking us to again open the map, and it's telling us that the red regions on the heat map define where the water needs to be removed. Go to the backyard. So now we work our way to the backyard while this is all out here draining. Oftentimes this game is just about kind of keeping busy while you're doing other stuff. Keeping the water busy while you do other stuff. So case in point, that's going to drain slowly while I go into the backyard and work on another thing that needs drained. So we're here. Turn on the power. This game makes me very nervous in terms of power and electricity and stuff with all the water, but I don't know if that's just me being dumb or not, but I'm always so worried. I'm like, oh god, you want me to go in there? What if the power's on? This is a gimmick that's only in a couple of maps, which are pipes that need to be closed off. Righty-tighty, and then lefty-loosey, I guess, if you want to re-loosen them up for whatever reason. Water does infinitely leak out of these. So you can, so like, let's say I left this game here and I had that pipe going for like, I don't know, a day. I would come back and this whole map would basically be ruined for me. Now it's telling us about the street lights. This is only, this game features a day-night cycle, which actually is pretty fucking lit. But for the night cycle side of things, we're going to need the light. This game actually looks really good. I'm able to play it at like full graphics and everything. So now it's telling us about like redirecting water through using like a shovel. It wants us to clear a path for the water. And this is teaching you something that we don't actually use that very often, but the point is, as long as the water is not in the places where it's not supposed to be, you can still win the map. Case in point, we are digging this water over into our neighbor's yard and allowing it to drain through there, just so long as it's not in our yard. And that's actually draining pretty quickly. So I can show you another thing. Let me make sure this is this is it. This is like the water sort of heat map. It's not showing it to us correctly. I'll actually maybe wait until we get onto another map because it's not showing correctly on this map for some reason. The bucket is as you might expect a bucket does, and that is picks up water, and then we can take it over to where the where we can drain it, which is over here. Now, I say we don't use this very often because most often you just drain the water. And I can't even really think of a specific map where, you, oh yes, use the scan action to find the remaining water. This one? Yeah, there we go. So now it's finally working correctly. Scoop up the rest of the water, which is here. Yeah, it kind of looks like. And then we'll dump it into here. Secondary action to scoop water, primary to drain water. Now, this shouldn't be so testy, I wouldn't figure. There we are. Cool. And then the backyard was immediately failed again. So the water physics in this game are good. They're not perfect, though. Let's go down and pick up this pump, which, this is another big sort of aspect of the game, is like pumping out water from one place into another. So kind of want to, you know what, it won't hurt us to move this a little bit closer to the entrance. I kind of just wanted it to be in the middle so that, all the water would be kind of nearish it, but that's fine. I'll have the pump drain out to there. Now it's telling us to pick up a generator. There's only one thing that generators are used for right now, and that is to hook two pumps. So, where the hell did it? I did not, place the generator's already placed. Place the generator, activate the generator. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. Now I'll pick up the power cable. Right. And I thought I might have dropped something there, but apparently not. So the generator has two outlets that you can, plug into things. It's only used for pumps, so this is now going to start pumping water. And, of course, as you probably assume, if I hit tab, the backyard is now fucked up again, and it's retreading water, which again you can see in the top left. I kind of mentioned that very early on, and then I haven't mentioned it since then, so... Alright, let's move back to the front street where it's asking us to unclog the big drain again. I'm not super clear on this. On some maps, it's very clear where water is draining in from, but I don't know if like this ambient rain here and stuff is like actually contributing to the count for the water, like if it's slowly giving us water or not. I'm gonna guess not, but I don't know. Alright, so squeegee. I was using this wrong the entire time that I was trying to use the squeegee the first time that I ever played this. So what I was doing was I was left clicking and that's it. Like that's the only move that you do, but what you need to do, of course, is to hold right click, and then you use it as an actual squeegee does. So, alright, which is more important on other maps, not so much this one, which is the, once again, tutorial. Alright, let's hop into the backyard where it's now asking us to use the water vacuum. I like this tool, but it definitely needs an upgraded variant big time. Vacuum the remaining basement water. So the basement is kind of close to being done. I guess I'll just go ahead and, something else that I could probably do that would help me out a little bit here. While we still have like a lot of water on the ground, I'm just going to go ahead and use the squeegee and move it all near to that pump over there. Again, you can track how close I am to being done by up in the top left. I keep succeeding this one and then failing it. It's not usually so testy, honestly. Even though I do think it's testy, it's not usually this testy. So I'm going to go ahead and just vacuum up the remaining water. You can sort of tell if you're doing a good or a bad job by, like, you know, holding the water indicator, which for me anyway is tab. I'm going to finish. I want to suction. I always like to suction up a little bit extra because, as I already mentioned, it is testy. I will admit that. I'll go ahead and dump this water into our neighbor's yard, which has now gotten very dark. Pumps, if I'm done, like I've succeeded here in the basement, I like to turn the pumps off. I think they honestly produce more water than they drain. I don't know if that's, like, I can't swear on my life that that's the case, but it seems like that a lot of the times, that it will produce more water than, like, it would continue to produce a very little bit of water there. And of course, if the basement's beat, I don't need it to produce any water. Alright, let's go ahead and hook up with the electrical cord into the pump again, and I'm going to have it drain the last little bit of that water, and I could probably even, like, do something like a squeegee or the sweeper. Cool, so we rewarded ourselves with $1,300, apparently, for cleaning up our own yard. Now, let's go back to the garage. Like I said, I'm going to be playing through all the missions. Some of the later ones are a little bit longer in comparison to the early ones. But yeah, apparently, like, these radio messages are, like, AI generated. Again, I don't have any position on the matter. I'm just going to, prepare us for the next map. So, this is where, you know, your truck has like a weight limit of 180. We're tagged in at 33. We can add all of the equipment that we have right now, which is obviously pump, generator, lights. So, I never had much trouble with the, like, weight limitation in this game. Like we're not even halfway there yet. So, alright, I'm going to look at the shop. Now, I'm probably not going to buy anything. Well, I say that, and I kind of want Pump Mark 3. Honestly, I will probably buy the Pump Mark 3. Fuck. But yeah, we've got pumps here. Pumps 1, 2, 3. I don't buy any of the little pumps. In a literal sense, I guess you could, but I prefer to go for, like, maximum efficiency. So, generator is used to power pumps, and it says and lights, but I never have, like, you just hit E on a light. It's fine. This does not... I've never had to use electricity from a generator. It just operates, so... inflatable barriers, we have one of these, and I'll show it off on maps where it's relevant, but I don't know if you've ever seen these in real life. I never have before this game, but I'll show it to you in game. And then bucket, obviously we don't need any more buckets. I'm not even sure really why you can purchase more buckets, but I'm dumb, so who knows. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this. We've now got the Midtown Market. We have to clean out the market, which is like a little square and a cafe. I'm going to, like I said, these loading screens usually last like 45 seconds, so I'm going to cut, and I'll be back here in a second. Okay, so we're in. Let's go ahead. Now, this is just how I like to start up every map. It's completely up to you how you want to do it, but I just go ahead and grab, like, very basic tools. You almost always need a rake. I would argue that you probably always need a rake. So I'm going to start with that. I'll just go ahead and pick up the squeegee second, vacuum third. We're going to need the generator, clearly, and the electrical wire. We'll take the both pumps, and I don't think I'll need anything else for this map specifically, unless I get here, or unless this takes me all the way to dark, and it just might, but you never know. So I'm going to start off small. I'm going to put a basic pump here, which this is the back alley, and I'm going to set it to drain, because we've got like a little hole, or a little puddle here, not a hole. I guess it is like a big-ass pothole here, though, isn't it? Oh, I forgot to turn on the generator first. There we are. Now I can flip on the pump. And I'll let that run while we check out the rest of the map. I'm going to swap over to the rake so that I can clear out blockages. So we're in two parts here. We've got the... Well, not even that. This is like a smaller side-out part. I shouldn't even call it a second part. This is the back alley, which we can drain into the canal here. The canal doesn't count for the water, obviously, that we need to drain. Now, the big part of this map, though, and, whoa, easy there, walking at all and using the map is no bueno. It's very jarring. Okay, so this is where most of the water is out here in this, like, cafe square. I'm going to go ahead and clear out these drains. Again, oftentimes this game is just about, like, you know, getting all the drains going and while you're kind of doing something else. So in real life, the way that these canals kind of work, like, that are underneath here for drains, they're all like one big line. So for this map specifically, as long as you follow this like brick here, you'll be able to find all of the drains that you need, because, like, underneath of this is obviously like one big drain, if that makes sense. Like, it's one big canal, So I'm just going to follow this until we get all the way to the edge, and then I'm going to flip to the other side. But there's one line of, well, okay, there's two lines of drains here. I'm going to flip over to the other side, and I'm going to start draining this. And I'm just going to follow this and just do one big circle around until I get back to a drain that I haven't, or until I get to a drain that I have cleared before. And that's all the drains that are on this map. So what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I just want to touch on, kind of like the AI a little bit. I did mention it like pretty early on. It's in parts of this game that I consider to be like pretty largely irrelevant. Like I did think it was nice, the kind of personality that there is in the radio announcer and stuff's voice. And then to understand that is like AI or whatever, I'm like, I'm kind of surprised that they just didn't do it themselves. Me personally, like, I use AI for, like, number-related things and then, like, code-related things. So, like, it not like coding, but, like, code, like, hexadecimal and stuff. Like, if I'm not able to recognize, like, if a code is, like, hexadecimal or... I mean, in sort of principle, you can kind of understand, like binary versus hexadecimal. It's like one's going to have just zeros and ones, and the other one's probably going to start with, like, some kind of, like, a weird... formation of numbers. Okay, anyway, so we've got everything draining here. I'm going to pop back over to here because I only have one generator. Okay, interesting. Let me just vacuum up the rest of this this water here. And I don't really like this is kind of an annoying sound whenever it's empty, so I'm just going to turn it off. And then I'll vacuum up the rest of this water. But like me personally, I just use it for like number type things. Like if I'll also ask it like, hey, I don't remember the formula for like I'm trying to figure out how many like things of like tar I should buy to like tar my basement. Here's like the measurements of my walls, and this is like how much I'll have to cover. Like, and this is like the like how much is like in a barrel of tar that I'm gonna have to buy. So how much at the end of the day would I need to purchase to make sure that I have enough? And then it'll walk me through. It'll be like, okay, well you didn't tell me this measurement. Could you tell me like this measurement? I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't even think about that. My bad. Yeah, that measurement is, and then or it'll be like, okay, this is how many I recommend to buy, but keep in mind that this is a tentative number and it comes down to the, I'm like, okay, I got you. All right. So, the water kind of pools in these two, it's got a name for them, sitting areas, these two sitting areas. And I find that the best way to go about it is to hook them up to a generator here on the middle, which is like, I guess, in the center. That's the name of this area. And then I'll have it drain onto these two drains that are on either side of this area. So I'm going to turn the gen on. I'm going to start. Goodness, your character does feel a little bit floaty. I'll tell you what's scary. I've scared myself in this game a couple times, and it's so funny every time that I do, because I'll see if I can emulate it. Like, let me try to climb this. It's like if you climb and like move your camera. Yeah, if you climb and move your camera, you can see your body, and that scared the shit out of me the first time that I ever did it. I was like, there's a guy here. But of course, it was not like anything to be afraid of. I just clear these out. So I can show you like the next thing that we're going to have to do after this. Our water level is all the way down to like half, but honestly, it's like the nuances where this game kind of bites you in the ass a little bit. So we're going to have to clear out this cafe as well. It has water inside of it. And I guess I could kind of show it off. So this map is like broken into 5-ish parts, I guess. There's the right side, and then... So there's two sides on either side of the center. Right side, sitting area 1, and then we have the center here. And then we have sitting area 2, and then we have the left side here. I guess... God dang. I think I might use the squeegee and try to just pump a little bit of water into these drains, just to hopefully make it go a little bit a little bit quicker. This is like kind of where things get a little bit less exciting, honestly. I was thinking about like, what you could maybe include in this game and stuff. Now, I already said that like you definitely need a vacuum upgrade for like capacity maybe, or not that would help you out very much in like this map implicit, like necessarily, because you've only got so much money and I already spent it all on a pump, so it's not like I would have money to spend here anyway. But I was like saying that I think this map needs maybe we'll just open up the map and see how things are going. Looks like pretty much like right dead ahead is where it's saying that the highest concentration of water is for us, and it is still just draining. So like I don't know the best way to explain this because there's so much fucking nuance to what's happening here exactly. So the water is like clearly pooling a little bit. I do think that the water needs to what do I want to say, like these need to be a slightly lower elevation so that the water will like pool into them. Like that's just kind of my criticism of the game a little bit. Sitting area 2 has almost been completely cleared. I'm going to just go ahead and squeegee all this back because even though it is draining into this, I just kind of want all this water draining into these drains where I actually have them directed. There we go. And maybe I'll just go ahead and shave up this drain. The drains actually don't plug up nearly as quick as they do in the tutorial, which is good. I like it that way. Okay, and then I would have presumed that, yeah, sitting area 2 is almost done. But another thing, but I was thinking like what this game kind of needs. I'll honestly just let this drain. I don't think I'm going to fuck with it for right now. I was thinking of like what this game needs exactly, and it needs something that kind of operates like a dehumidifier or like a like how your vacuum activates, and it just kind of like okay, so how this sucks up like a little bit of water and it fills up pretty quickly and stuff. You need something like a dehumidifier that does basically the same thing that you can hook into generators. That's the way that I felt about it anyway. I'm going to set a gen here and I'm going to have the big pump, the strong pump, hook out to this. Well, we'll just because it's got a fucking length. Oh no, we don't need it to do that. What the hell? I see why I would ever loop that on the bench. You're like completely out of your mind. There we are. Now then, I could go ahead and just, I guess we could turn the gen on. I don't want it to activate just yet because I want to show my thought process here. The water in here is separated into two places. There's cafe, like the bigger cafe area, and then back here where like your server would be. And there are two separate pools of water. So I'm going to have this one drain out into there. I'm going to hook this up to the generator, obviously. The generator will automatically turn off if it floods. So like if like let's say a big wave of water comes over and it floods this, it will turn the generator off automatically. So that only becomes relevant in some later game areas. But like for right now, you clearly don't have to worry about that. So this should be draining out into this area. I think what I'm going to do is just take my little sweeper and make sure that everything over in these other areas are clearing correctly. I'm going to suction up this a little bit. This is what I mean by like the last little nuance of every map, like the little tiniest bit of water can be like in the bottom where your pumps won't get it and where you're going to have to like meticulously go over it with like your sweeper a couple times. And the bucket, honestly, the bucket's kind of dog shit. The bucket is outclassed. It's cheap. So I think I understand it in terms of like, oh shit, I don't have any money and I need to buy, something I can move. But like the vacuum is good for a little bit of water and the pumps are good for a lot of water. So the bucket by my estimation is borderline useless. What did I just clear? Sitting area 2. So even though sitting area 2 does not have a line through it, it has taken on a very little bit of water that makes it so it's done, but it will not be considered not done on this. Like you see where it's crossed out, so it's done. But if I put a bunch of water here, oh hey, that's done draining water, cool. But if I put a bunch of water here, it will fail it again. So just keep that in mind. You can refail an area, it just won't like immediately fail you. I like that as a quality of life a lot, because like so I was like really worried that I needed to keep all these places like perfectly without water after I had done it. let's see. But having said that, yeah, this game needs like a sort of dehumidifier joint in it, something that will like passively sort of pick up water. I don't know if maybe you would consider that like a little scrubber, like on the water. I don't know what the best call there is. I also can't remember my first playthrough of this. I was under the impression that this water counted towards the center, but now I'm not sure. Oh, I guess I can show you what the or what that inflatable water thing does, just kind of while I'm waiting on my pumps and stuff to work. So this is the inflatable, sort of tubes or whatever. You can put them down and make like a line that will block water and stuff. You can also use it alternatively to store water. So like, let's say I had an area that was super far away from any drains and I just needed to drain like a chunk of water. I can hook up a pump into this tube and it will drain the water into that and still be considered done. So you can hook this into hydrants and is this working? I hope this is working. Oh, you know what? I might need the wrench. I've never done this on an actual hydrant before, so I'm going to maybe presume that I need the wrench for this. Whatever. No. Okay, it is. I think it is slowly filling with the water. But you can hook it into hydrants or pumps. I've only ever used it for pumps, so anyway. So I'm not sure if this counts towards the center or not. There's so much water back here that I'm not really clear. You know what? I'll save that kind of for last, just in case. I want to look over here and see how the water is draining in the cafe and stuff. I guess I'll just go ahead and dump the water here. And take a look inside of the cafe and see how things are going. So the cafe has almost been completely drained. We're to the point now where the generators make a very annoying noise, so I'll just go ahead and remove that one anyway. I might do one squeegee pass on the on this room here just to make sure that I've got most of the water cleared out of it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm using the squeegee right now to push all this water that's in the back pretty far away from the pump over to the pump, hoping, of course, that it pumps it out of the cafe. There we go. I'm going to let that just kind of run for a second. I might also just do a little push from this side, a little push from this side. I had a basement, and it fucking, well, I guess my dad did technically. It was at his house growing up. But my dad had a basement, and that shit flooded like all the time, and he was constantly pumping water out of it. Now, I can use the vacuum to see how close we are to the fucking cafe being completely done. I'm worried about this area here for the little tiny bit of water that it might have left in it. Oh no, the cafe's done. Whatever. It just took a second for the water to sort of settle, I suppose. So we've got the cafe, back alley, sitting area to left done. Now we've got the right here, which I'm, just waiting to kind of drain a little bit. I should probably just sort of let this run. I'll pick up my equipment in case I need it. I really will probably not need more than like say one pump. But I'll just carry it all with me just in case. I'll let this right side run. Oh, and the center also just got cleared too. So that's nice. Let me take a look at my map. So that's all done. Sitting area 2 and left side is done. So that means literally all I have to do is this right side over here where I was draining the water into. Cool. I'm going to vacuum over towards this side just because it looks heavier to me. The water placement. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of like the annoying part to the game, honestly, is like cleaning up the last little bit of water in an area. Now, I sort of get it in terms of nuance. Like, you want this area, you want it to be cleaned up. It's like about details in a game like this. This water here apparently does not count very heavily, if it counts at all, towards the count. Hey, and that finally filled up. It must just be very slow from the fire hydrants. I know the high-level pumps, for example, will fill that up like really quick if they've got the water for it. What else? Oh, but at the same time, that's the most annoying part is like the little tiny bits of water that can get left over. Like here, I'm kind of like dreading this area to to clean up the last little bits of water for it. All right, so I don't think I should probably start from that far back. There we go. We'll start from a little bit closer just to get all this water draining into these Wow, these drains, I guess. What have I been calling them? They surely have a fucking name, and they're not just drains, right? I guess they are. I've always loved this kind of, like, brick work in ground before. I remember seeing it in, like, a lot of colleges that I went and toured before I decided going to college. Like, a lot of centers and squares have this kind of, like, brickwork to them. Well, we're real close. Yeah, I only got to do the right side here. I guess maybe if I look at my map... Well, back here it looks like there's some pooled water. Maybe this is a little bit of my struggle a little bit. I don't know. I hate the last little bit of every map. I don't know. Maybe I should even just like cut the ends of these maps a little bit because all I'm going to be doing is walking around vacuuming shit up. Yeah, well, you see my heat map says that there's a lot of water back there. Maybe I need to come up in between these two drains and then like focus more up here towards this upper right area. I don't know. This is like the most pain in the ass last little bit of every map. So, alright, let me take another look at this. Yeah, see, we should be getting pretty close. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one kind of drain into the canal. If it has not been cleared by the end of that, I'll just cut until I've used my sweeper enough to justify that it's cleared. Also might take a little bit of... like, I'll use my squeegee a little bit if I can decide where there's some water at, actually. Okay, I was worried that I would have accidentally put a little bit too much of that into the back alley, but I didn't put any, thank goodness. Alright, let's head back over here, and then I'm going to look at two things. See, the heat map on this says that it's basically covered in fucking water, but then I look at this, well, no, it's kind of generally right. It's covered in water still, but it is draining at the same time. So I don't know, because it's like got a little bit less water in it than it did before. I think that this game is only on PC, but this does seem like the kind of game, sort of like Crime Scene Cleaner or whatever, where I could definitely see this being on consoles here in a few years or whatever. This game just like full released, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago by the time that I'm playing this anyway. Alright, let me take I don't want to use the squeegee really. You know what? Honestly, probably by the time I dump this out, it'll probably complete the mission. Or be super, super close to completing the mission at the rate at which the water is draining anyway. I know that I said that I would end if... Oh, hey, and the back alley now has a little bit of water in it. Hey, what do you know? I was right that time. For once. For once in a playthrough, I was correct. Alright, let's go back to the garage and see what we've got going on next. I do have the closed captions on if you're interested in, like, what they're saying, so... Alright. Oh, magnet fishing. Magnet fishing. This isn't bad. This is the only way that you can consistently make money. I don't know why it says $1,100 because, let me take a look at tools. Yeah, I want to take a look at the shop. I would like to buy a pump Mark IV sometime. And then whenever we do, we'll probably need a generator, maybe. Then I'll need a couple of inflatable barriers as we play the game too. What was I doing? Oh yeah, let's go mission select, magnet fishing. So... this is the only, like, consistent way to make money. Like, this is the only repeatable quest where you can continue to make money after you've completed it. I do think this should load a lot quicker by my estimation. So it is magnet fishing. Anybody who's familiar with magnet fishing, it is exactly as I've already said before, like right on the tin. We take a magnet and we toss it into the canal that we were just near, and we dig up stuff from the water. Well, I was hoping whenever I heard the water that it was going to load in pretty quick. Yeah, there we go. Once it starts loading fluid, we're like 10 seconds out. So, yeah, at least now you can kind of get a feel for what the loading in between levels looks like. Whatever. I won't let that happen again. Don't worry. So we have 6 hours from the time that we load in. Like, you know, it's we got till 6 p.m. Just cast this out a little bit further, and then we'll reel it in. It is nice. You'll hear like a clunking, like the sound of like a vent whenever you have something actually on the end of it. This is obviously a safe. Safes, I've literally opened safes up, and they've had like... Well, I don't know about trash, because trash is completely worthless, but I've opened up safes before, and they have, like, next to nothing inside of them. So, just because you grab a safe does not mean that there's actually anything good in it. Like, tin can right there, completely useless. Every time that you fish something out of the water, it adds something to the water. So, this isn't, like, a finite thing. What you're aiming for here, the big ticket money item, well, now I don't know, because that looks like a lot of money. Every time that I play this fucking minigame, I see something new that I've never seen before. But the most expensive item I've seen is a gold bar, and it comes in at $300, $350. I can't really remember. But yeah, that's all to this. Honestly, as long as you're leaving this mini game with like 300, 500 bucks, I mean, it's worth doing, I guess. And again, it's kind of lame, but it is the only repeatable quest for money. So like if you're trying to like if you're grinding money because you're like, okay, I just need like 300 bucks or like for the item I want, or you're like, damn, this mission's hard, like I need like $2,000 or $3,000 worth of equipment, then I guess just come in here and replay this mission like 4 or 5 times. Me, I'm gonna play it this one time, and then it kind of depends on how much money I get, but I couldn't really see a situation where I need a lot of money. I've got ideas for like what I want in the order in which I want to buy them. Also, like the bubbles, as we've already discussed, to find like drains in a normal mission. You can use like the leaves and those bubbles here to find items that are underneath of the water. Like right about there in the middle of my screen is where there's another item. Even though I can't necessarily see it from here, I can tell that there's an item down there because it's got bubbles around it. Like same way with right here, cannot see what this would even be for the life of me. This mechanic is not bad either, but like I wish I was a fish. I wish this had like an instant reel mechanic, even if it like disconnected whatever you're reeling in, only because there's so many times that like my fucking cord has gotten like stuck on something and I just need it instantly reeled in, or at least let me instantly reel it in if I don't have anything equipped to it. You know what I'm saying? Like fine, if I have something equipped to it, make me reel it in. But like I'm trying to think, like, so let's say I missed something here and I'm like trying to reel it in and I'm having like a little bit of trouble reeling it in or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I just want to recast. I should just be able to like right click and then it'll let me it'll like instantly pull it back and then let me recast. All right, what do we got here? God, see, ashtray. That's the piece of shit item I was thinking of. God damn it, not the shit ass ashtray. Honestly, our big ticket item here is clearly the money. So I'm hoping that safe, which had some money in it, actually has, you know, a half decent amount of money to it. Like I said, the most expensive one that I've seen so far is the gold bar at 300. So keep that in mind as we go to see what the money is worth. Hopefully it's like, I don't know, fucking 500,000 or something crazy. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Yeah, just completely trivialize the game off one item. It is funny because you can reel in trash can lids in this, and you might not think that's funny on its face, but they look like mines, and there's so many videos I see of people who are like magnet fishing in like Europe or something like that, and of course after World War II they had like bombs and shit that had like that are in these waters that are just undetonated, and that is like so fucking nerve-wracking to watch those videos. Well, okay, I've not explained that very well. So they do magnet fishing in Europe. They'll do it somewhere, and they'll be in like a canal like this, and they'll fucking they'll like fish up like a mine or like a fucking like a undetonated bomb, and they immediately call the police, and they're like, hey, yeah, we just fished up like a bomb. Like, I'm sorry, but and of course the fucking police come out and they're like, I'm sorry, what? You fished up a bomb? God damn, that had to have been a lot of money. Yeah, 449. That's not so bad. Yeah, I was gonna say 300 earlier whenever I gave my estimate for how much you should be comfortable walking away from. So halfway between 300 and 500. Meh. Okay, what do I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking about holding out for buying Pump Mark IV. I don't think I want... So, I don't want to buy pumps. I don't want to buy, like, Pump 1, Pump 2. I don't ever want to bid down on pumps. Pump 3 is, like, fine, but I don't need a second one desperately. We have 2 sight lights. We have 1 inflatable barrier. Yeah, I can't really justify it. I think I'm done. You can look around the garage. Unfortunately, there's nothing to interact with or, like, you know, pick up or anything like that. So, all right. We do get, like, a sit rep on the side here. Like, here, we're going to a forest road. It starts us at 4:30 a.m. Deep water on the street, large diggable areas. Recommended. Barriers, pumps, sight light, and shovel. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. I already have everything equipped. I'm going to let this load. I'm not going to make that mistake twice. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're starting things off rather late here. More importantly this time, we need the shovel to bring with us. We don't need the rake, actually, because there's no drains. And that we can clear with the rake. I'll take the vacuum. Don't need the squeegee. We definitely need the generator and electrical cord and 2 pumps, and we do need the inflatable thing this time. And I am just going to go ahead and go set up these sight lights for us. I'm going to put them, because it's going to be morning here soon too, but I'll go ahead and put like one right here. I'm a little bit worried about its placement. It's okay, I guess. And then I'm going to put another one, maybe like right here. It does kind of suck. I wish you could rotate these, like as you're placing them, but they always face towards you, so that's a little bit lame, but whatever. So this, it wants you to do this like whenever you did your neighbors, like where you shovel this down and then it drains all into here. But I'm worried about like the water kind of like spreading between the two areas. Like it won't drain that quickly if you do that. So I do this a little bit differently. I take a pump. I know you probably couldn't see it very well there. I just kind of was going based on feel there a little bit. And I'll put the generator right here and turn it on. There we go. And then we'll hook it into the pump and I'll set it to go. And that's our heavier of the 2 pumps. Now I'm going to go ahead and just, while we're sitting here, I'll just go ahead and set this other generator or other pump to drain water out of there too. At least they'll both be working. There we go. I need it to connect to the correct side, and I'll hook it in, and there we go. So I'm going to let both of those work while I kind of show off the rest of the map. If I come over to, so there's 2 things that we're clearing off on this map. I guess I could show it off. So we have Street 1, which is, we're just clearing off the streets for people to drive on. So we've got this road here, which is considered Street 1, and we're going to have to do it. And then it bleeds over here into Street 2, which is this here, which I understand is very dark and you probably can't see it very well. So we're going to go ahead and put in some work here and set things up to drain. There's like this, almost kind of looks like a little bit like a levee here. But we dig this out of the way and we'll set the water to start draining out of this area, which is important because there is a drain that we can only unclog with the shovel on this side, but we need the water to come down a little bit before we can do that. And the way to get that water down is by digging. So you can only dig in certain kinds of dirt, though. Like, I'll try and show it off. Like, you can't dig up here like this. Once you start hitting rock, like hearing the rock hit sound, you know that you have dug too far. But I guess I could just go ahead and show, like over here that looks more like muddy and stuff, you could like dig into this. So, okay, so the pumps are working. I'll just kind of look over here. So this is another map which has like draining water into it. It comes up off of this hill here. And we are going to block that off soon enough, but at least for the time being, this is draining water comfortably enough that like it's not that big a deal. Like it's removing water from here. So I did say that there is a drain here, and you might like if you've got this in full screen and you're laser focused, you'll probably notice the bubbles that are over here. Now I don't think I've got the water quite drained enough. No, I don't have it drained nearly enough for me to mess with that just yet. I guess I'll go back over here and sort of look. Yeah, these pumps are still working fine. They're pumping out water. Wow, I didn't really, I guess, something else that I could probably do. I could just, I guess, start working on like the dig that I want to do for over here. I forget if we can use our shovel. Like I was going to say, I forget if we can use our shovel like end to end for this. I'm going to just shore this up a little bit. Because what I want to do is like make it so that the water isn't draining on this left side, it's draining on the right side. Reason being for that is, so that we get it closer to the drain. I'm just a little bit concerned that I might flood out my drain at this rate, but I don't think I will. So I don't want the water on one side of the road. I want it on the other side of the road. And the reason that I want it on that other side of the road is so that that's where the drain is. So, and of course I don't want it like crossing the road. Shoveling this out so that we can get it over here near this drain. I better take a look and see. Yeah, it's kind of working all right. I do need to make this a little bit fatter. Need to widen it up. But of course my concern with like widening any of this is that I'll make it too wide and then I accidentally make a drain off of it instead. But you don't have to do this perfect. I've got the inflatable thing, so like if I fuck up anywhere, like I could put like a inflatable joint there if I wanted to. Alright, so this is now, it's still not quite where I want it to be for drain. I would prefer it just like go clear I wanted to clear this right side of the tree if possible, but if I can, and I probably won't be able to do that, which is fine. But as long as it's like in between these two trees, that's comfortable. All right, so let's take a look and see how this is doing. I can make this fatter to make it so it doesn't run off as much. And there we go, making it a little bit fatter kind of all around. There we are. A little bit fatter here, too. I don't know. I like this game. It's kind of a vibe. I do want to play Crime Scene Cleaner for the channel, too. That one's just a fucking meaty-ass game, and I haven't really had cause to sit down and play yet. So this is almost perfect. Exactly where I want it, as a matter of fact. And then I'll go over to here to where I saw the drain from before. I kind of lost it a little bit. Okay, I overshot it, so it must be over this way. Yep, I see the bubbles there. It does get a little bit deeper here. Okay, so I am hitting it a little bit. I don't have a perfect strategy for this. I do think you should be able to shovel this under the water. It's just me. But maybe not very well. But, like, sorry. I know we cannot see fucking shit. I'm on top of the pipe drain right now. And I do believe it, like, is draining water, like, a very little bit. Just not very much. Yeah, it is draining a little bit of water. Alright, and in fact, it's draining enough water that I'm able to sort of stand on this brick that's nearby it, too. You know what? I'll just leave that be for just a second. While I go back over and check my pumps near the streets. Yep, looks like they're pretty close to being done. I guess I could take the squeegee and maybe move some of that water closer to it. Let me grab the squeegee here. And I'm going to just move it over from this side over to where these pumps are over here. Alright, a little bit of water there, a little bit more. And I'll do like, I don't know, what do you want to say, like 2 or 3 pushes from this here. No, I'm not even going to do that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick these up, and then I'll go have water pump the other side, or the other street. This is a pretty easy map, but it's easy to get frustrated with too, I feel. This was like the first map I was like, shit, I don't really kind of get what I'm doing wrong. Like with this big pool of water over here. I am going to take this pump, and I'm gonna, because I want the water, like, kind of, like, not right on top of my drain there, at least until I get that sorted out. So let me go ahead and get it sorted out. I need to start using better words. This isn't how a playthrough is supposed to go. I want the water off of the top of this drain so that I can shovel it out a little bit better. There we go. Actually, this is kind of going a lot better now. And then there's brick on the other side, too, that I could probably get to as well. There we are. I kind of see this, oh, now I'm crouching. Oh, God. Oh, God. Honestly, I could probably just let that go until the water drains out of it a comfortable amount. Do I want to use the pump here, too? Like, I've got another pump as well. You know, I could probably also use the... You know what? Oh, I already got the inflatable thing on me. Oh, you know something else that we need to do while we're here, too? The water on the street is kind of like, well, I guess the water isn't nearly low enough yet, but the water will end up getting compartmentalized on this upper area here because there's, like, dirt that's blocking the road. I'll leave that be for just a second. I kind of can't believe that we've got, like, so much water, like, not drained just yet. Although that is putting in fucking work. Holy shit, that's putting in so much work. And you can see our water level overall is, like, draining precipitously. Like, you know, things are going well. It's just they're not perfect yet, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I guess in the things that I say, you would never think that, but a little bit. I might go ahead and fatten this up here. We'll see how close it is to, like, breaking off as it stands. Let me just fatten it up a little bit. Oh, boy. That's what I was concerned about. Fuck. Okay, you know what? I'm just not even going to play with fire. I'll play with water instead. I'll just leave it be. Trying to get it closer like that is just going to end up screwing me. Okay, so the water is actually lowering quite a bit. If you want to follow it, I usually, like, if you look in the top left, which is where I'm looking now, I follow it by, like, keeping track of the tick marks near the level. Like, right now we're halfway through the first Eon level. So, like, I'll go work a little bit, and then I'll remember eventually that it was halfway through the Eon level, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so that's how far we are through it. I'll go ahead and use another pump here to drain into this. This is the shittier of the two pumps, but this one here is not as big like it doesn't have as important a role as the other one. It's just going to drain water off of the actual road, so that'll help things out a little bit. I don't think like the bucket is like so... Like, I don't really have a good use for it right now, so I did think I want to use, like, the inflatable thing to, like, cordon it off and, like, make it so that the road could be cleared, but it be clear. Yeah, see, we're down to the L. Good God, I cannot believe how much fucking water there is. I guess this is, like, not... Maybe it's not even working at all since it's right beside a drain right here, so I'll just go ahead and take this and set it over here on the road. And... put her right there. I like putting it very far away from where you from where it's sucking up water, because I'm always worried that it's just going to end up sucking up its own water. Oh, and I accidentally turned both of them off. Son of a bitch. All right, let me turn that on. Turn that on. I'm going to go look at this drain and make sure she's draining correctly. Clear up, like, you know, some of this, like, a little bit of dirt that I've seen. There we are. Oh my God, that's perfect for the fucking drain. It's fully cleared out. Now I do want to clear out some of this mud that's like sort of near the front so that the water flows smoothly into it. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Perfect. Look at that. That's working like a gem. There's a little bit of water near the entrance. We'll just clear that up. Oh God, got to be careful not to get sucked in yourself. Alright, so this drain, now whenever water comes and drains off of the hill, it should all pretty much get drained down into this thing. I actually can probably shore this up so that the water pools here even more, because like right now it's kind of like running off a little bit into the road, which isn't the end of the world. Like I could still probably beat the mission like that, but I don't know. While I'm waiting on my pumps and stuff to work, I might as well speed this along as much as I'm able to with my shovel. Okay. And I got my tongue out here. It's looking good. Let me shovel this back a little bit. There we are. Okay, I'm going to call that fucking good. All that water is pretty much running off directly there. We've got some coming off of the hill here, which, I don't know, it's not going to be that big a deal once we actually get the street cleaned off. Now, as I said, there's an upper sort of area to this that, like, where water is going to pool, and it also counts towards the water that's on the road. So you can fix that pretty simply by just shoveling out this area here so that the water can drain down and into your pumps, and then it cleans off the road for you. I'm going to make this pretty fucking fat, honestly, until, like, the amount that I like to make this fat, wide, I guess I should say, is up to the edge of the road, which you probably can't see very well underneath of the water, but you'll see it soon enough. There we are. Just clear up either side of the road. I don't know. It feels like what you would do anyway if you were doing this, because you want people to be able to drive on the road clearly, so. And a little bit on this side. There we are. Perfect. I mean, not perfect, but good enough. Okay, and so the water is draining off here. Maybe I should make this like so that the water will drain off from up here even easier too. And then I could probably, if I make a ditch big enough, I can make it so it catches the water from the upper part of the hill too. Aha, there we are. Perfect. And then I'll make it so that the water flows down from this pool here, down into, like, this is all pretty much going to be a straight offshoot into the drainage ditch. Not that I need a lot more of the dirt out of the way. It's still retaining a lot of water. There we are. And a little bit on this side. Yeah, see, it's about the middle of the day. Oh, another upgrade I was thinking of that would be nice for this game is like a watch. Like, I think the game should just say what time it is at the top of the screen. But I wish you had a watch that you could buy alternatively that would tell you like what time it is. So I'm still getting water from over here. I'm really not that worried about it because, well, you know what? I could make this a little fatter, and then I bet it would drain so much water that none of it would end up on the road. We're now down to about halfway between the T and water, so we're pretty close to having this finished. And I did finish Street 1, right? Let me take a look at, I think because I'm in the water, it's not, no, let me check the map. Well, fuck it, let me just walk over here to water 1. I might not have finished. Oh, you know what? I was setting stuff up. That's right. So I don't actually have water 1 done, but I can take my sweeper here and sweep up this water. It checks the road, I'm pretty certain. So, of course, since I'm draining it on the side here, the water on the road is falling off into these pools, and this should clean up pretty quickly as a result. Alright, so we're down on the letters there, like we're almost to the end of the S, to the point where you almost can't see the water blip, the little tally mark. I'll clean it up on this other side too. This is probably where the rest of the water is for this. Hey, there we go. And I'm going to just go ahead and just do a sweeper full of it so that the water doesn't accidentally repool and then it fails this side for us. Alright, very nearly finished here. I guess a permanent solution you would have to probably shovel this out here, because this could just repool tomorrow, the water. Alright, this is looking great. This has stopped fucking draining down into this. What is going on with my pumps? Why are they not exactly working great? I guess I could well, no, maybe they're just not where the water should be pulling at. So let me put this here, because I bet that's where the water is going to end up pulling. Alright, I'll take this and plug her into this pump and let it run. Hey, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. That's doing better. So we were at the T in water before, which is actually kind of crazy because now it's draining water like crazy. So yeah, the water drains off of the hill, pulls into this, and then straight into the runoff, or not the runoff, the fucking like storm drain thing. Any like water that gets caught over here is going to come down. I guess if it rains super heavy, it might end up in the road a little bit, but it's probably going to end up down on this little area towards the drain off here. How is this doing? Okay, it's still operating at optimal capacity. This here is like not hardly operating at all, so I'll just go ahead and shut it off. I'll set this pump up easy now. You know what? That's good enough. I'll set this pump up to catch... shit, I accidentally just... Did I just unhook? Yeah, I think I just unhooked this incorrectly. No. I don't know. The on and off for this is very kind of not the best. Like, these are side by side, like directly side by side, and so I'll unhook my pumps a lot of the time. Alright, so now we've got both ends of this draining. I could probably also take my little vacuum here and just, like, we'll get this done at triple time. And again, it's probably just directly accounting for the street. Hey, we're done. It's probably just accounting for the street, so as long as you've got the water off the street, you're actually good. Coolio. So, back to the garage, our faithful HQ. So we've cleaned off the forest road. Up next is convenience store. Select tools. So I can afford the pump Mark IV. Fuck. Okay, I am gonna buy it. I'm just thinking here. I kind of want to buy a gen, but I think I'm just gonna have to wait for it. Fuck. Alright, let's see what the mission recap is. Multiple flooded sections, recommended barriers, pumps, vacuum, rake, wrench, and squeegee. So we're actually going to have to use the wrench in this one. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. See you in a second. Okay, so we've loaded in. This area here is very fucking flooded. I also don't know why it considers this truck area an area that you can do, because I don't never have any cause to flood this area. So I don't know what the deal is there. Oh, I forgot to get my pump. Oh, one sec. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Now I've got my pumps with me. I'm going to take the two biggest ones because we can only use two at a time with the generator anyway. I'll take the rake, and I'll need the wrench eventually, so I might as well slot it for now. We also do need a shovel because we've got another big storm drain. And, I think that's... Well, I'll take the... Whoa, shit. I'll take the vacuum, too. And fuck it, we'll take the gen and the power cord. So I want to go ahead and get started here. So the way that I kind of like to do these maps is like see where the storm drains are and go ahead and get started on those first. Excuse me. So there's a storm drain here. And this is like an area that's like really kind of not heavily flooded, although this is probably one of the most flooded maps now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, a little bit to the right here. It looks like, yeah. And then I'm going to open up my map and see if all the drains just kind of run on this one parallel here. Let me take a look. There's one eventually, but there's one across the road here too. Yep, there it is. Alright, so keep your eye on that water level overall. Like, that's going to be our big indicator for how this map is going. Since it's like, so water, pool heavy, that's kind of like what you're watching. So this is like, in my opinion, sure, there's some smaller, like, runoff sides to this. But, like, primarily it's all about, like, this big fucking area for water. And then I think we've got maybe one more, before the like sandbags that are cutting off the water to the other side. All right, we'll drain this. Now then, I said on this side, this used to be bugged, so this was kind of lame, but like it wasn't detecting the water correctly, I think, because we do get runoff from this hill, like water is like kind of running off of this hill down to here, but it wasn't detecting this correctly, and I actually had to run the unstable branch because like the developer put in a hotfix, which was this drain, which is something that like, I don't know, if you don't have this drain, update your game because it's now been pushed to the main branch. So all right, and now we've got to shovel out where this big storm drain is. This was like the only thing that was here first, was this big ass storm drain. Okay, so even though it might not 200% look like it is draining us water. Maybe I'll just clear it out a little bit, make sure it's doing every little thing that a drain can. This one's not so important that we actually, like, dig it all the way out. Like, it doesn't have that much that actually needs dig. So I'll go ahead and let that run for a little bit. Now, we have this lower area where the actual, like, little 7-Eleven looking store is. Let me make sure I got my rake. I think this might be too high still for us to be able to shovel out these drains. I guess well, God, I'm still just floating. Okay. Yeah, I think that we're still just a little bit too high, which is okay. We can go do something else for now. I got plans and stuff we need to do. So, we still need to, drain this here. This is, what's it called? The office parking. There is no drains up here in the office parking. So what you gotta, or what I do anyway, you don't have to do a damn thing. I'm not your dad, but, I take the pumps and I just go ahead and put let me put the generator right there. It's a little bit precarious. Again, I'd be terrified to all shit that I would, kill myself accidentally by, leaving these gens in the places that I do, but hey, whatever. Alright, I'll turn this on. I'll hook that in and go ahead and hook this other gen up, and I'll let both of these start draining water. Now, this area, at least as I feel, is all set to like kind of pool in these corner areas, so that is actually a half decent place to put the gens. Let me take a look now. You know what? I'm going to do kind of like a soft pass. I just want to make sure that all these drains are just kind of, draining correctly. That one's good. I don't know. I don't really need to even clear it out that carefully. I just want to make sure these ones in this upper area are working. And I'll hop over here. This area is coming along good enough. I'll shovel out the rest of this. Fuck it. I'll just make sure it's nice and good. There we go. And all the water should be able to pool comfortably. Nice. So water will come down and fall into that. Now, it will start to like pool like down in this area here that I'll probably eventually need a pump for, but for now it's okay. Let's see. I got my wrench, so I think I can... we'll go down here again, and I'll see if I'm like... I think that the water has now drained enough that like I can start looking at clearing out the drains from... this area. Okay, I don't know. That flashlight's kind of annoying. So there is one of these drains. I see, of course, because of the bubbles, and I just kind of happen to know where it is here. So there's 2 front drains, 2 back drains. There should be a second drain. I'm following like the fucking or the walkway here a little bit. There we go. There's some leaves. Goodness. Could not imagine. This is just like filthy to me. All this water and shit. It's making me a little queasy. Alright, so 2 front drains, 2 back drains. Once again, I don't know what I'm doing for that light. Like, I don't feel like I had that light before. Whatever. Okay, so this is the first of the back drains. And then a little bit further ahead, I saw the bubbles just popping here. There's a second one, and I also hear in the room to my right, we can't like open up the doors or anything, which is weird because I feel like I saw like a screenshot of somebody opening and closing the back and front doors here, but whatever. There is a pipe that's leaking water inside of the store, so I might as well pop inside and stop that pipe from draining water or leaking water. Goodness, look at this store. Now here's my thing. I was thinking about this. Is it ethical to take a couple things off the shelves in here, huh? Oh yeah, hold up. God damn, my light. There's a character there that just looks like Finn from Adventure Time, but maybe I'll try my best to remember to show that off whenever we come back in here. All right, come on now. I think we've got boxes in the way is the problem. Oh, this happened to me last time, so I'm just doing the motions that I would do to tighten this. And let me try this again. The camera got fucked up. There we go. So I had it. I tightened it. I guess maybe just take my word for it, if you will. So we're waiting for the drains to drain this shit. I'm going to go up and look in the office area. You can see the water level overall is actually draining pretty comfortably. I'll show you. This map has something really cool that you can interact with. So another area where I would be about half scared to do this, but there's like a junction box here or something like that. You can flip it to try to turn the lights on, but if the water level is too high, it'll turn them off automatically. Well, I sort of assumed that it would just turn them off, but I thought that was way too high. But anyway, well, it says it can be on, so it's on. The street level is actually draining pretty appropriately. How's the office area doing? It's doing okay. Let me see what else I got kind of going around here. I'll take the inflatable tube and... I wish I had another gen because I got like an idea of what I should be using this inflatable tube for and stuff. Maybe I'll like squeegee this. Oh, god damn it. It's a rake. I don't have the squeegee equipped. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. We'll leave that be for just right this second. Oh, somewhere just finished. The street just finished. Now we have, what is this called back here? Roadside lot 1 that still has water on it that is probably draining onto the street still. And the little 7-Eleven is working just fine. Maybe I should go take a look at this other roadside lot too. Let me look at the map. Yeah, so it's like... Hold on, let me go. So it's wherever is directly, like, in front of me. Is this fucking roadside lot 2? No, this is roadside lot 1. Okay. This is considered roadside lot... Well, no. What the fuck? It's like, it's so weird because it's like this area here, like, pulls with water so fucking heavily. No. You know what? As much as I hate the camera... Yeah, right here is where it says there's just a shit ton of water. Whatever. Alright, I'll let that be for a little bit. We're still waiting for the 7-Eleven to kind of drain water a little bit. I'm going to check the office because I'm sure that this is probably pretty close to being done. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'll just go ahead and use my own sweeper again. We'll just 3-way tag team this shit. Get all the water out of this little office parking so that I can set my pumps to doing actual useful shit. Yeah, see, we've got it down in between the F's right now. And whenever I go to dump this, I can just dump it down in the big 7-Eleven parking lot, like, joint. So, alright, there we go. I'll just dump it out there. Nice. And it does look like the red pump's working at full efficiency, and the yellow pump for that matter, so whatever, fuck it. They'll have like a little like halfway up the... Well, I guess I could maybe show that off. This is a little late, but like you see how that's a full water thing? It's like outputting like pretty close to as efficiently as possible. And then this red one's also outputting as close to efficiently as possible. Now, if they've got like the half up and up sign, like it's halfway there, it's halfway doing it, and if it's blinking, then it's not doing it correctly. So, alright, let's... I want to take a look and see how parking lot, or lot 1 is doing as well. Roadside lot 1. Alright, it's going fine. Let me look at this heat map. God damn. See, this is like... like maybe just having like some kind of like a small scrubber to catch most of this stuff over here. Like if this did not drain pretty much directly onto the street, we would have a big fucking problem. Now again, thankfully, roadside lot 1 kind of just drains directly into the street. But I don't know, we need like a floor scrubber or something. I don't know what you could do about that without like, making it too OP or anything. But closing up like a lot of these missions is usually what I have trouble with anyway. I'm just going to clear these out. And then I should probably just go down here and real quick and check out this like convenience store, like the drains for it. I'm sure it's still going fine. I can never tell if it's like time mixed with how much water it's been removing or whatever, but like, I don't know. I just clear them out this time, and then we probably won't have to worry about clearing these out again, at least for a good little bit. And then by then, I would assume that the pumps will have pumped literally everything that they probably can. I'm going to guess that's the office space. Yep, office parking is done. So now I can move those pumps where they can actually pump out water to, somewhere where it's needed. I think I'm going to save the roadside lot 2 for last. Like I'm going to save the 2 roadside lots for last. They're, well, at least I'll check in on them here and there. But, so yeah, the office area is done. I can go ahead and pick up just this equipment. Whoa, easy there. There we are. And the gen finally. Nice. So I want to pump water kind of out of the store. So similar to the cafe from the first round, or the first real mission that we did, there is like water separating that side in there from here, which is these shelves. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to have like the red pump water into here. And then I'm going to have, maybe I'll have the yellow pump water from deep in here into here. And then I'll just set the easy now. I'll set the gen. Whoa, that's precarious. Right there. Turn her on. I'll just go ahead and have that start pumping and have this yellow pump start pumping. I also think that the water level in here is shared with the back lot, like somehow, but I don't know. I'm not 200% on that, so maybe not. I'm going to hold on. Let me pick up this thing. I want it as far out of the back area as possible. You know what? Fuck it. That's good. Right in here into the shopping area is fine. Just so it gets close to these drains here and is pumping out of the back end of the store. Let me check out the lot 1 and lot 2 again, just to see how they're doing. This one's actually getting a little bit clogged up with dirt and debris. Oh, lot 1's very nearly done. Okay, that's nice. Then I'll go check lot 2 while... I'm sure lot 1 will actually probably wrap up here soon. If it wouldn't, I could take the sweeper to it. Let me see what we got going on here. Roadside lot 2. You know what I'm just curious about? I'm going to just take my sweeper and sweep up like... Oh, roadside lot 2 is done. Okay, but now it's refilling with water to the point that like I'm almost scared. Oh, hey, and roadside lot 1's done too. I don't know. Roadside lot 2, the developer needs to take a look at this. I don't know what it's detecting or why, or like it should be failing now too, because I see it's got a lot of water in it now, but I don't know. That's glitched pretty heavily, but it's glitched in my favor. So we take those around here. And I just want to double check. Roadside lot 1 is done. So all these upper areas are done. Thank God. Now all we have to worry about is down here. I want to check the back area with the... God dang, look at all that water flowing out of here. Hey, my pumps are putting in work, to say the least. All right, this room is... everything is going kind of as I presumed. This area is like, this pump is like gathering water and pumping into this. Honestly, this would probably be made easier if I just put like a barrier here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Is this? Oh yeah, this is still pumping water. My thing, I moved the pump end all the way out to there. That's where I was getting a little bit confused. So that's fine. I don't have to clear that. I don't remember if I cleared the back areas drains. I'll just check them one more time just to make double sure. That has like a lot of chips on it. They'll like naturally pull near one of these drains. They don't block or anything, so you don't have to worry about clearing them out. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that this like this room in here and then out here like share the same water level. So the back lot and the supply room will kind of clear in near similar times. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's a glitch or intentional, but all right. So the front lot is very near. It's at like 2.5, the same way as the water level overall. I would assume that this area would be just about finished as well, but that might be a little bit too optimistic. The supply room is going fine, I guess. I'm going to pick this up because I'm worried that it's generating water. And then I'm going to help this pump that's in this back area by just suctioning up some of this water. I'll take like a load or two of this out to the front of the convenience store. The supply room is very nearly been cleaned all the way up, which is nice, of course. All right, I'm going to go dump this, and then I'll come back and do another, run in that room with the sweeper. I think what I just need to do is the vacuum. I'm going to just start from the back and then just kind of move my way forward through these rooms. Let's see, service corridor still has a fair bit of water in it. We'll go ahead and vacuum out. Hopefully this is most of the rest of this supply room. I imagine this place will actually drain pretty quickly relative to the adjacent room here where this generator and pump are, the service corridor. Well, actually, I also think that the service corridor encapsulates that other room here that's with it as well. Like, this is also the service corridor. I will drain this again out here. We're down to about 2 and a little bit of change on the water level overall. I'm going to say, honestly, let me move this into the next room because I think I can get by with just the vacuum in that other area. I can get this a little bit closer to the entrance now that I'm moving the pump forward. And also just go ahead and move the generator forward too, just so it isn't back here. Take this and move it a little bit. Well, can I just like put it right there? Yeah, look, god damn with the light. Customers can be jerks. I heart you. And then it's got like, looks like Finn from Adventure Time a little bit. I hate my job. No, say it isn't so. I don't know if I've met anybody yet that loves their job. So maybe Steve Irwin. He seemed to like his job quite a bit. That's that Australian dude who did like all the outback wild stuff. So I'm going to take this and sweep up the supply room a little bit more. I'm not too worried about the adjacent room like leaking into it necessarily, even though it probably will. I just need to clear this up one good time, and then whatever water kind of leaks into it will probably, not be enough to refail this room. But we are still not quite there. This place ended up clearing up pretty nicely, the service corridor. I'll just dump this, and I don't know if the generator's actually close enough to, like, what I'd like to do is take this pump, then honestly, I just want to kind of put it over here, and I'll see if the cord is long enough to reach the generator from here. The cord can actually go pretty far. What just refailed? Hold up, something just failed. Roadside lot 2. Well, I'll worry about that later. What was I thinking? Yeah, this is, the gen is not close enough to, that other thing to be able to clear it. I'm gonna sweep this corridor up because I'm sure that this actually has like enough water in it that is like leaking into this supply room. I'm gonna sweep up the supply room too while I'm here. Nice. Supply room is clear. Let me sweep up the service corridor. I probably will actually have to come into this room to finish sweeping up the service corridor. And, oh, we're so fucking close. So close. Then we'll do the shopping area next, I guess, and have that bleed out into the front lot. I would guess that the back lot is also really close to being done as well. This is just kind of like cleaning up the odds and ends here a little bit. Maybe this side here a little bit, the service corridor. All right, it's going nicely. We've almost got all of the... Nice, we've almost got it all out the way. All right, I'll take that and the gen, and I'll put the... I kind of want to use the red gen a little bit, and I'll put it like over here where I wanted the yellow gen to go. It's also, or yellow pump to go. It's also turning nighttime here very soon. Alright, so something just failed. What just failed? The service corridor. That's okay. By the time we get the water drained out of here, though, we'll be fine. Okay, I think... Yeah, this is fucked up. I need to replace this. Too much in the water, clearly. Maybe like right there. I really didn't think I was too much in the water there, to be completely honest. Yeah, that one's fine. Well... Yeah, okay, the pumps will be fine. I was just worried about whenever they eventually move water, if they're going to cause the gen to shut down, but they should be fine. Okay, so that, and that isn't even full pumping water the way I would like it to anyway. Let me go re-look at shit, because I know we just had a failure. That was in the service corridor, so too much water in here. And this is all going to drain out anyway, so it's not even that big a deal, but I'll just... collect what we got there. The service corridor, like I said, should just continue to drain out into this area. The front lot's just about clear too. Honestly, the only thing that's kind of really fucked up, and that's only because and that's still like a variable I'm not sure of, is because I can't see it right now, is the roadside lot too. It is nighttime. It is very dark. I'm very glad that we do have the lights up around everywhere. So that's pumping. Yeah, the shopping area is almost fucking completely clean. I guess I could probably just sweep up just a very little bit myself too, just help out the the pumps just a little bit. We have got the water level down to where it's at the very low side of the A. Oh, hey, the shopping area is done. Service corridor, I would guess, is going to wrap up here shortly as well. A little bit, maybe I should do that other area, service corridor, like where the shelves kind of split that area into two. Whoa, beautiful lightning. Yeah, I'll just put it here too. We'll just clear the service corridor. Yeah. All right. I'm going to pick these up. All this just kind of shit I got laying around. I'm going to think about what I want to do with the, like to let the front lots drain, the front and the back lot drain. I'm going to go up to roadside lot 2 and just take a look and see what's going on here. I got kind of some plans, maybe. Roadside lot 2 is now extremely filled with water. Oh, I'm starting to see maybe a little bit of an issue here where it's not draining the water correctly. Fuck. There we are. So let me take a look over here now. Yeah, that one's still just fine. That isn't even really draining water so much. Shit. Well, that sucks that that's just been kind of gaining water here for a little bit. I might leave that for right now and then just go kind of mess around with the front lot and the back lot drains. Okay, let's use the vacuum sweeper. I want to see how much water this kind of clears up for us. We're at about halfway on the R right now in front. Yeah, I mean, it's doing okay. It's not doing anything crazy, though. I think we're getting water drained into us is about half the problem with the front lot anyway. Now, my plan for this water is to go up and drain it into the, like, little sewage thing right here. This, yeah, I'll just drain it into there. I want to, god damn it. Maybe I should just go ahead and like do a little bit of sweeping on this, like where the sandbags are, because they retain a lot of water too. And maybe like do the roadside lot there a little bit. Yeah, see the water, there's roadside lot 2 just being completely cleared all at once again. I'll just go ahead and sweep up like a vacuum's full just to make sure. All right, that's good. We've got the water level all the way down to like the top of the W, or the right side of the W. I guess not the top of the W. Front lot is still going good. I kind of feel like I should maybe do the back lot. Like, I bet that's going to be easier to clean up. I'll just sweep what I kind of can here a little bit. We've almost got it like completely emptied. Yeah, and we are still draining it from just sweeping it up, so that's nice. All right, little bit more. Damn. Okay. Well, we're close. Maybe one more vacuum's worth in the back lot. Now, let me take a look at the front lot here. It's coming along, but it's still not done yet. I'm thinking maybe 3 more vacuumfuls, 1 in the back, 2 up front, and that's the front's being a little bit optimistic because we're counting on me being able to. Let me take a look at the map. Actually, that's not really helping me out too much. Okay, what about, yeah, this back area is almost completely clear. Yeah, see, like, judging by this, I should just be able to sweep, like, this whole joint. Yep, there goes the back lot. But the same principle is not necessarily true for, like, here, even though this all looks like I should just be able to sweep up this front lot. I don't know, fuck it. Maybe, now that the back has worked, I'm, like, optimistic about the front, so, yeah, like I said, 3 more full vacuums, I would guess. This is the first one. Then that leaves me with 2, you know, on the back end there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Damn, this map has taken so long that it fucking has rolled over. Like, we've almost gone through 1 full day. All right. Yeah, this should be, you know, although I think like right around this area is like a big place where like water kind of pools. All right, I would like to get it down to like halfway through the F, but I don't know that that's gonna happen. Yep, no such luck. Let me take a look at this. I don't know, really near the drains or maybe on like where the walkway is there. I really don't have any great thoughts about where I should be draining this to. Also, maybe I should just go get the squeegee and like try to sweep some into it. Do I have the squeegee on me? I have so much shit in my inventory right now. I can't, well, you know something that I could possibly do that might not be the worst idea I've ever had? I'll just go ahead and put down this inflatable tube and I'll just swap off of that for a sec. Let me take like this and then it should, apparently the new update makes it so that you can connect it into this. Yeah, there we go. You used to not be able to do that. You used to have to do it in a really shitty order. You'd have to put down the pump first and then lay this down and connect this to that. You couldn't connect the pump to this, but that's been fixed, so that's good. Turn on the gen and then maybe have like this pump it straight into that is another thought I was kind of having. I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm going to go up and get the squeegee in case this doesn't work as good as I'm kind of hoping it does. I'm worried once it fills up what I might do from there, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge whenever we get to it, I guess. Yeah, it is sucking up just like a shit ton of water, though, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just take this squeegee and, well, this is kind of filled up. Maybe this is a little bit of my problem here as these drains keep filling up. So that one should be draining, and I'll check this one. Yeah, this one's filled up too. What the hell is going on? I usually don't have that much of a problem with them filling up so quickly. Okay, so there goes some water into the drain. A little bit more. A little shy bit more. And then I'll go over on the other side there and try it too. We'll just get some water going into this drain, and then maybe from this angle will do us good. Like I said, the last little bit of all these are so fucking annoying. Maybe I'll take the sweeper to this, or the vacuum to this too. We'll do it from this angle a little bit. Okay, it does look like it's kind of draining a little bit, so that's good. Although, our big pump is almost done working, so it's almost been completely filled up. And then I'm worried about this parking lot filling up with water after that, so we're so close to having this this one kind of done. So it does kind of look like what I was concerned about, you know, draining this parking lot and stuff. Like it's going okay. I do kind of wish I had another one of those inflatable things. I can't remember. We might need one for the next mission too. I don't know. The next one I'm going to need, what is it? A gen is my next purchase, and then we'll see about one of these inflatable tubes. Alright, I'm a little bit concerned about, maybe I should use the squeegee a little bit. Well, hold up. I'm going to vacuum this up here, where I see this water kind of coming out of the store. There we are. Oh, it looks like we're getting really, really close. And then I might squeegee towards the drains a little bit. Maybe I'll look over here. There we are. Yeah, let me just squeegee just a shade towards the drains. Yeah, again, if I'm like judging the, if I'm judging this map, we're like nowhere close, this like, you know, heat map, but we're like nowhere close to being done with this map. But you can see like how fucking close we are. If I could just get that little bit to drain up by the F, maybe I need to like spread out a little bit, like vacuum up here a little bit, and then it would consider it a win. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drain this, and then I'm going to go back. I want to see what we're like on the, yeah, I'm going to guess just maybe one little more bout of vacuuming here, and we'll have succeeded at this. I'm going to vacuum up this front lot a little bit. Oh, come on, man. We got to be so close to being done with this. Look, there's nothing there left on the front lot. Come on, man, please. Yay, thank God. All right, we got paid out $1,200 Enos. All right, back to the garage. We are going to get our next mission. I think the next one's... I want to like the next one, but this is probably one of the most pain in the ass missions. It's the farm, starts at 9 o'clock, it's flooded. Sorry. This woman's complaining about getting soggy toilet paper. Poor lady. Diggable ground to redirect water. Stream to pump water into. Okay. Let's look at the tools. I said I need a gen. I probably need another. Do I need an inflatable barrier? Yeah, fuck it. We'll buy one. Desperately don't want to forget to pack them up with me this time. And that's good. Let's go ahead and load into the mission and we'll see what the problem is exactly. Okay, so we've loaded in here to the farmhouse. So this place is a place where we got to get to work kind of quick, fast, and in a hurry because the water does drain off of the hill there, and you can put yourself in a... Well, I don't want to say any position is unfuckable in life, but not a good one, to say the least. If you dilly-dally, anyway. So I'm going to take, we do need the shovel, rake, I'll go ahead and take, is there anything I want over the wrench, or over the, another gen I was going to say. I'll swap out the inflatable, because actually I'm not going to use that for a little bit, I don't think. Okay, so, starting off here, we have 2 drains. Now, that is not very many drains for a map like this, and it is going to be kind of difficult. This is what I would kind of consider, this is probably my least favorite map, honestly. We have 4 places that need drained, I think it is, I can show here. We have the barn, which I'm standing in currently. We have the house front yard, house backyard, and then the garden. This, of course, is the barn. This area in the front here where the light is the front yard. That over there is the garden, which is the location of the second and only other drain in this map. All right, hold up. I can't really see much. There's too much dirt on the ground. I guess it's to be expected here at a farmhouse. And then finally, I'll just go ahead and show the back end off here. We have, this is where the backyard is, of course. So I'll show you how water kind of flows. I don't want to dilly-dally, like I said, too much here. I'm going to swap over the shovel. So water flows into our backyard here, or not our backyard, but the farmyard's backyard here. It comes off of this hill all the way up here. It drains off of that and then comes down and pools and then drains down into there. Now, you could alternatively, well, fuck, I might have to put an inflatable up here anyway, because my plan was to just shovel down on this, but that does not look like it's working that way. The little tutorial thing, it said something about like, shit, I'll need that inflatable then, fuck. The tutorial, it said something about like, be sure to bring a shovel so that you can shovel out, you know, whatever you need to, but it must be talking about something else. Well, yeah. So, sorry, I was looking over there, because, again, I can tell the difference between, like, this is shovelable ground, and then on the other side, we have shovelable ground. So, I'm going to go take a look at that, actually, before we get too you know, into things here. Holy shit, this water is flooding quick. Oh my good lord. Let me make sure, yeah, the garden is draining and stuff. Golly. This map is, like, really easy, not to screw yourself, because, like, I think I've said a couple of times now, like, you aren't going to out and out screw yourself for anything in this. Well, unless you just leave it running for, like, 4 hours while you go cut the grass or some shit like that, but I don't think you're going to screw yourself. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to set down... Hold up, just a very basic generator right here. Going to put the pump down. I'll just go ahead and wire these two together. I'm going to start the generator, start the pump, even though the pump doesn't have anything on. And then I'm going to take the inflatable, I'm going to stretch her across over to here. And I might even stretch it a little bit more just to make sure it's working correctly. There we are. And then I'll plug it into the pump. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I forgot I actually have to put the pump in the water. So let me put the pump over here. Duh, it has to be able to pump with something. My misconception with this game whenever I first was messing with, like, the pumps and shit was that... it was going to pump air, but no, it pumps water. Alright, so now if I turn it on, it should work. Okay, so that's pumping, and in so long as it's not pumping, like, hopefully that, yeah, that is connected into the inflatable. So, because if we pump this up, this inflatable, it will cause the water to drain down into there, and that is like a proper runoff spot. So it's almost like the canal, if you want to imagine it like that. Now, let me take a look here, because we've got a big job ahead of us. Shit, I do think I actually have another inflatable, so we might not be in trouble, but I do want another inflatable barrier to kind of set us up here a little bit. We've got something that's like, I don't know, that we're going to kind of have to do in order to set this up, like, comfortably. I'm going to set, so my plan is to pump water out of there down over this way where we can see that it'll run off simply into the stream. But we've got, the hose will only extend so far from the barn. So what I'm going to do is lay down this inflatable so that we can make ourselves like a little pool back here. Even then, that's not very good, but that's okay. It'll work for now. You know what? I'll just put the generator inside of here on top of the hay bale. God, that's this shit always looks so precarious. I'll go ahead and put the red pump. It's got the longest cord, so that's why I'm going to use it, even though I'm a little bit concerned about, you know, water leaking out of this inflatable. It should be fine. And then I'll take the yellow pump, even though it pumps less, and have it pump down into there. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I'm going to need to come on there, pick it up, and I'll need to hook it into the actual, our barrier, so that it can start holding water. And I'll plug it into the gen, and then I'll take this and hook it into the other pump and turn this one on. Cool. So they're working. This red one here is honestly not going to do much work for a little bit, but the yellow one will be fine. It's going to pump and fill up this inflatable. In the meantime, I want to go up here and make sure that this is blocking water appropriately. This was the problem I had last time, was that, like, it kind of pulls on this one side a little bit. I do probably... Well, hold up. Let me go up here. Can I just go further up here? I might have, like, it made it so that this inflatable is, like, completely useless if I can just dig down like this. Yeah, okay. Well, here's my fucking diggable. My bad, folks. If I get this draining enough water, then we won't even have to worry about it coming down the hill like that. But I do have to give it, like, plenty of opportunity to drain. So, let's see. God damn, that is coming off the hill heavy as hell. Just so long as it doesn't pull in the backyard of the barn, we'll be fine. But, alright, chewing away at this. I think maybe an argument might be made that there needs to be a better shovel, but, like, as little dirt kind of maneuvering, or not maneuvering, but, like, manipulating that you're doing, it should probably be fine. A thing you'll notice very quickly is that you can't re-put dirt down, so think very carefully about how you want the dirt to be done. Whether you want dirty deeds and you want them done dirt cheap, you have to be very careful, unless you're an AC/DC fan, in which case the decision is obvious. Okay, now then, that's looking way better. We still got a little bit of runoff there. Maybe if I have this drain even a little bit quicker. I'm not going to go too crazy on the, like, just, like, this should be fine, I would guess, once I chisel away at a little bit more of it. All right, and I'm going to dig here. One more, like, kind of line across, and that should be fine. All right, cool. Yeah, it's not even leaking down into this. This is just probably some, well, a very little bit of water. And honestly, if it's holding off like that, I bet I'm going to leave this here because kind of fuck it. But even a little tiny bit of water might go down here, but it's going to be negligible. Now, what the hell is going on here with this other inflatable? Like, what the fuck? What am I doing wrong? Did I not turn this on? Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't think I turned it on. There we go. Yeah, pump it up. Damn it. So this has been basically doing nothing. Son of a bitch. That's all right. Let me pull out my rake and clear off these grates just to make sure that they're still working to their optimal ability. There goes that one. And then I'll go check the other grate kind of just while we're waiting here over in the garden. I don't know. I need to, once I get kind of things like starting to drain and stuff here, like in this entire area, like where I have pumps working and I've got like 5 minutes or so to myself, I need to just kind of get like a big look around this map and see like what, maybe there's an alternative way it expects me to drain certain areas, but if there is right now, me, Dr. Dirk, I'm not seeing it. So, all right, so that is still sucking up water and filling that up. Oh, and not so much anymore. I'll take this and redirect it to go down here. And let me hook up this to the generator in the barn. There we are. And I need to turn on this pump and we'll be good. Now that we've got like a little kind of thing here, that like a retaining wall or whatever for water, it should, so the water will get pumped out of the barn and the cord won't quite reach all the way down here to where it'll drain, but it will reach into this pool here where this yellow pump grabs the water that gets drained into here and pumps it down where it'll drain into the this like little fast running, I don't know what this kind of, what water. It looks a little bit like a river, a creek river, something like that. But it's a little bit too shallow to be almost either of those. So anyway, I'm going to look around like kind of the rest of the map while we got time here. So we've got diggable dirt here, which just kind of confuses me because I'm not really sure why you would want to dig this dirt. Let me look at it from the top. Yeah, like this seems like a good way to flood your backyard instead of your backyard because it ends up over there by the barn anyway. So, and then like I said, I don't think we'll hit like a limit of the map soon enough where, yeah, see, I'm like right against an invisible wall. So nothing over this way. Still hitting an invisible wall right now. So this is kind of like the limitation of the map. So they aren't expecting you to go out this way. I don't know what the intended method for this area is, but I don't really have anything other that I can do instead of except for like maybe kind of, well, you know what, I'll clear out the grates one more time and then we'll kind of look and see how things are going, because I noticed that the garden is actually kind of draining half decently. The water level overall isn't good, but here's the thing. The map starts at 100% water overall, and then it can go over 100%, but that's not denoted by the like you can see how what am I trying to say? So it can go to 100%. It can go over, but it doesn't retroactively fix if you drain, like, let's say you're at 100%. Go up to 125%. You drain 20% of it. It still says 100%. So we're actually a little bit less water on the map than we started out with on the map. So that's good for us. Letting that drain down into here. It's still going, I guess, fine. This is probably like the slowest of the... Like I said, this is like a map where like doesn't really have much going on. It's kind of slow. It's kind of not much happening in the map exactly. I'll say this. Let me go ahead and look in the backyard here, because this is probably for the barn anyway, where you'll be able to tell how well you're doing as a whole. Because like this seems to have been, I would guess it was like, right, is there a thing I could use to point? Yeah, this will do, I guess. Like right, maybe a little bit less, maybe like right about here. All around. So that's the highest that the water mark has been so far, it looks like. And then this water just keeps precipitously draining down. I'll go ahead and set us up some floodlights, because I imagine we will be here at night. Obviously, it's daytime. We don't need it right now, but let's see, we'll grab this other floodlight. I'm glad that you don't have to hook these up to gens, because this would fill up your gen slots like immediately, and that would be kind of useless by my estimation. So I'm gonna put one right here, because it does get whenever it gets dark on this map, holy fuck does it get dark. And then I'll put one like right here so that I can see into the backyard. It's my plan to just sort of do a clockwise motion here. We'll start from the barn, front yard, garden, backyard, and we'll probably have to go like backyard, garden, like switch, because the garden actually has the drain, the backyard doesn't. So, all right, let's see how this is going over here. The barn is, of course, very, very, very slowly draining. Probably has one of the largest pools in the game, the fucking barn does. This is still working as intended. The only thing I would consider is maybe moving this back here a little bit. I don't know how much I want to do that, though. This water is draining very quickly. Honestly, as much as it doesn't look like it actually inside of the barn, like as far as like this is still full, up to about like, I don't know, what are we going to call that, like 10, 11, 12, maybe a little bit higher inches on the hay bales. Out here, like, you know, we had like these big pools, and then now we're all the way down to almost just the outer wall of the barn, so that's nice. I don't think we'll see that. Yeah, we're not seeing much work over here in the front yard. Like, you know, it gets kind of separated by this higher land mass right here. But the barn's going as good as it can. I don't know. The thing is, like, bucket, I guess maybe I can show off, like, kind of how useless I feel the buckets are. And this isn't, like, a dig at the developer or anything. Like, there's a use for the buckets. It's just, like, so few far in between. And maybe in future maps that this guy makes, like, it'll have more of a place. But, like, you mean to tell me that's like really what you want to be doing with the fucking bucket? Now, I say that and the fucking water is all the way down on that end already, but I think that that's just happenstance. There's no way that, like, you know, this is really doing anything. Yeah, you can see, like, kind of how little this is doing in the grand scheme of things. And then I come back in, and this place is, like, almost done with fucking water. Don't let this be your indicator that the bucket is the way to go. I keep trying to shovel more out so that I can prove it to you harder, and it just keeps proving the opposite. But I'm a bucket hater. Bucket's #1 hater. I kind of want to drop the bucket. Is there a G? Like, can I G to drop? Oh, hey, I actually can. I don't know what game drops with G. I feel like I've played it with friends before, but whatever. I can't think of it. So there goes the bucket. We don't need a wrench for this map. I don't know. The barn's coming along nicely, though. Maybe I should grab the squeegee and help that water kind of along into the barn a little bit. I don't really think that it needs it, honestly, because I think the outside at least drains fairly comfortably into the inside, but I don't know. Couldn't hurt to help it out just a shade. And I think it's the inside of the barn that it's actually tracking for, like, how much water it needs to drain from. Like, you see, of course, that we have, like, the bar, and we've got this that's tracking the water. I think it counts for, like, this water in here. And then I also think that there's water on these outer pools here that it tracks. So, I don't know. I'll just go ahead and use the vacuum here, and I'll vacuum up this outside water a little bit. Help it along just a shade. This is, well, I guess I can probably kind of show this. This might not be the best indicator, but if you look near the walls there, they'll slowly start draining the water. And, that's how, like, you can track, like, the water pools a little bit in that way. So let me see how much water this dumps. So personally, that's like 3 times a bucket. 1, 2, 3 times a bucket. Yeah, and the water is still draining pretty well. I'm looking at it up near the word barn. And we started this map off at 9 a.m. And it is probably just about to get dark by my estimation. I'll wait until this fills up a vacuum's worth. It's probably late evening. I don't think it's like it's not about to get, like, dark immediately. Even though, like I said, whenever it turns nighttime here, like, good lord, it is dark. How we doing on the inside here? I could probably take this pump actually and put it here and then redirect it into the inflatable the same way that I just did. No, it's a little bit too short. 1 second. All right, it's not in a perfect spot, but it's good enough to get the job done, I think. Let me kind of look on this outside area here, because I was having a problem the last time I played where water was still like very slightly coming off of the hill and filling up the barn. It looks like everything's going good there. I might squeegee a couple times just to get all this water that's out here in there, just like quick, I guess. I do think some of it will just kind of like latently fall down into it, but I could also probably just take the vacuum out here if I wanted to, if I was that concerned about it. Do like 1 round of vacuum out here, 1 round of vacuum on the inside. Yeah, I can see like the water levels near the edge is sort of draining a very little bit. It's nothing impressive, but I don't know, make it do, I guess. Like I said, about a vacuum full. Yeah, I can already see where it looks like it's not draining from this pool into the barn anymore. There's like this layer of ground here. So, yeah, I guess technically there's some water on the outside here, but probably nothing that concerning. And then I'm going to vacuum 1 more time from the inside there, like inside the barn where these 2 pools are, and then I think we're good. Sometimes looking at it in the tab is easier, sometimes or on like the where you can see like the heat map of the water is easier. Sometimes it's easier for me to like just turn the heat map off and actually look at the water. That's how a professional does it. You know, all plumbers actually have a button that they can press. It's behind their ears, and it'll tell them how much water is in a given area. Just kidding, of course. Like you thought I was being serious, man. Dude, I tricked your ass crazy style right there. You totally believe me. All right, the barn is squared away. It might drain a little bit of water in. I feel like we might have to dip back into the barn sooner or later, but we'll cross that bridge whenever we get to it. All right, next, I want to take a look at. Let me go over to the rake. Yeah, I figured that wasn't draining quite as well as it could be. I'll put one of these, or I'll put the red. Yeah, well, actually, let me move this gen. I got an idea for kind of what I want to do, because the front yard, we need to drain it, of course, but this little side area over here like also drains water into it, and I really ought to just go ahead and have this pump pumping us water over here into the red area. Yeah, that's good. And then where do I have this outletting at? Yeah, I don't know why it's just outletting to there. I want it on top of the garden drain. And then I just need to hook these into the gen, flip the gen on, flip both pumps on, and we will be good. There goes the gen and hooked to pump 1 anyway. And we'll take the yellow one. I'm a little bit worried about this one reaching. It's a little far. Hold up. There we go. Perfect. Right? That one's hooked in. Yeah. They're both hooked in. All right, let's go ahead and power on both of these pumps. You can kind of see it's like starting to get dark a little bit. Oh my God. Like I said, whenever it turns dark, it's like Van to Black dark here. I want to take a look at the barn. It is kind of taking on water a very little bit. I guess while I'm here, I might as well just, oh, this is already filled with water. Whoops. I'll just go dump it into the river. Holy shit, it is fucking dark. I'll dump it here because this will outlet into the river fine. Good thing we got most of that heavy lifting done before it got too dark. And this is an area I feel like you can refail this like side pretty easily. So I'm just going to vacuum up these 2 pools of water here, and it should be fine until I can actually have this map done and over with. Why? If you're constructing that barn, the fucking drain is not in the center where all the fucking... Hold up. Wait a minute. I can't dig this, can I? No, it looked a little bit like what you can dig, which is why I was asking. Okay, outside barn area. I guess alternatively, you could probably put inflatable joints on either side and then pump it out, but that doesn't really feel like fixing the issue to me. All right, so that is draining fine, although the garden, of course, is paying for it. Let me go to the rake, and while I can't see the grate, I'm just going to make sure that it's uncovered. I want to take a look over here where this is. Holy mother of Lord. Look at that. It looks like a fucking, like a Slenderman horror game. I'm looking for the 6 pages. Or is it 8? 8 pages? I honestly don't know. whatever. I think 8 pages, because I think I'm remembering like a shitty movie that was called like something the 8 Spooky Pages, or maybe that was like a parody. It was so bad, I can't remember. Holy shit, this area on the side is draining like crazy, which also coincidentally is very near to the backyard, which we'll have to drain soon enough too, granted, but this is coming along nicely. I also didn't really expect, holy shit, this is going just fine. The garden, of course, is not doing very well, but it's at least draining. And then we have the floodlight over here. So if I was going to kind of do this map up like a little bit differently, what would I kind of do? Firstly, I get that the gimmick is that it needs to be dark here. Yes, I could buy like floodlights or whatever. If you're not willing to give me lights on this side where the garden is, hey, I understand that. But I personally think that there should be a light here in the backyard. Maybe I can be the light advocate. I wish there would be like a light right about here. So yeah, everything is kind of draining appropriately. I bet that this front yard is very nearly, done. That is draining into there. And then I want to take it, or maybe just like, well, I guess we already do kind of have a flashlight. I want to say this side here is about as done as it kind of can comfortably get. Let me take a look at yeah, maybe I'll do like 1 vacuum's worth, and then I'll move the pump from this side, just to make sure that we got it all from, well, as much as I kind of want to for right now, all the water from this side. All right, and I'm sure that this won't take too long. Oh my goodness, my hands are chilly today. All right, let me swap to here, pick up this pump. Yep, it's not even pumping water very well anymore. I could probably vacuum this whenever the time actually comes, or I could just squeegee it over right now, I guess. Put it over to the other pump. All right. Oh, yep, and it's even like starting to have trouble draining the water a little bit. We'll do this like, what do you want to say, 3 times, and then we'll consider it good. 2, and then like getting to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. And a 3. Perfect. And even though that's not done yet, like there, I consider that, comfortable enough for me to do with the sweeper. Then we have this. I'm going to go ahead and just clean off this grate one more time. And now I have the backyard to kind of deal with. Let me take the big red pump. Well, that's definitely not the big red pump. That's the regular yellow pump. Big red pump. I'll put it right there, and then I'll have to move the gen for that, of course. I still have my pump and stuff up on the hill, I guess, if I really needed it, but I think I'll be fine. So I'll take this generator over, or back here to where this is. I don't want to activate I was just thinking about whether or not I wanted to activate the yellow Mark III gen. Okay, why isn't this turning on? What? There we go. Turn on. And then red turn on. Perfect. I'll just go ahead and pick up this here. Now, let's go get that basic sweeping out of the way that I wanted to do. Not sweeping, but like go dump this water off in near where the river is back here. And then runoff. There we go. That's a good word for it, where the runoff is. I don't want to say anything wrong that'll like irritate people who are like big Drain fans, I guess. Drain gang unite. Okay, so I could probably, just suction up these 2 pools of water. Neither of these are very great for indicating how well the water is being vacuumed, but that's okay. All right, that one's fine. What about this pool of water there? And then this pool of water here. Nice, the front yard's done. I'll suction up this one just in case it happens to drain into the more front parts of the yard. I don't want to accidentally refail this area. So the front yard's done. The barn's done. This actually went a lot better than it usually does for me, I guess. All right, I'll dump this into the back, and then all that leaves us with, looking at the water level overall, we're like hella low. Leaves us with the backyard and the garden. Barn is taking on a little bit of water, I guess, just kind of a little bit of runoff from the hill, but front yard is doing good now. The garden is okay. And then let me take a look at this backyard again. The backyard's fine, but I can't really see. Let me go. Yeah, Yeah. Okay, let me just I'm going to use my vacuum here and vacuum up some of this water, help our little pump there out just a shade. Keeping my eye on kind of like the edges here so I can see like the pool recede a little bit. We'll back up just a shade because I'm getting towards the edge. Nice. The backyard's pretty fucking close to being drained. Now, I do think the garden is actually bleeding into the backyard a shade from looking at this water kind of pouring in from, well, the garden. Okay, this is going fine. Maybe I'll just need to clear this out one more good time. There we go. Make sure that's good. And then that leaves us with just the garden and the backyard. And the backyard is like very nearly finished. So I'll go dump. Whoa. Okay, it looked like the barn sort of drain was filled up just, or like cluttered, you know, with the shit still on it. So, oh my goodness. All right, one more probably good trip with the sweeper. This barn is fine and done. Front yard is taking on just the least little tiny bit of water, and then now we've got the garden. Let's finish the backyard before I concern myself too much with the garden. Where is the? Yeah, here is the backyard. Okay, let me drain like this. With the sweeper. Okay, pretty close to being done. Hey, the backyard's done. But I do want to sweep a little bit more just in case like the water would come back down or something like that. Or maybe like, you know, it's draining from the garden or something like that. I'm going to just do one good vacuum pack full. Nice. And then I'll just stop this, even though I'm worried that that would probably end up draining into the backyard. Let me look and see how this looks into the backyard. Oh, that's okay. For right now, anyway. Now, I want to take the squeegee and push it up to where this drain is. And honestly, with any kind of real luck, this might be close to the end of the map, because I see we've got like a lot of what I call turf anyway. No, fuck, the backyard got fucked from the water redraining into it. Oh well. I could probably fix that with the sweeper. Okay, probably what, 2-3 more good pushes with the squeegee here. Okay, nice. And then a little bit from this side would probably help us out. 1, we'll do 3 from this side, 2, 3. And then I want to take a look back here. Maybe this is like, like where this actual brick is all that's considered the garden. That's why it's draining so well. I would guess that the garden is pretty fucking close to done. Let me swap over. Is this full or... Hold up. Yeah, it is full. Fuck. We'll just go dump this out then. And then how's the barn looking? It is taking on a little bit of water, and it was the backyard that got re-fucked up. Whatever. What can you do? Yeah, see, this is what I mean by, like, you just kind of need, like, a scrubber, a dehumidifier, something that, like, will passively just, like, gather water, like, a little bit, and maybe store, like, 4 or 5 sweepers worth that I can drain. I guess honestly, probably the, like, detachable would be good. Oh, hey, the garden's done. Now all I have to do is sweep up the backyard until it's good. And it does have a fair bit of water in it still, so maybe we'll see how close we get if we drain it with the, oh, fuck, I bet that's the garden that just fucked up. The front yard fucked up? How? I'm gonna have to go take a look at that next. Balancing act here, folks. Balancing act. The water isn't like I'm not getting water drain off into here, am I? I'm not seeing anything from this side. This here looks a little bit like a path, but no, that's not even a path, whatever. Okay, what I might do, I think I'm going to take this, like a big pump, and then I want it, oh boy, that's okay, that's good enough. And then I'll hook these two together, the gen to the pump, turn the pump on. Yeah, see, I guess that technically fucked up the garden, but the backyard should be fixed. You know, another thing I should probably just consider doing is just going up here and draining my inflatable, because I feel like the inflatable would probably help a little bit. Yeah, but then this is going to cause water to drain down onto me, isn't it? I better just not do that. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to end up screwing myself on that one. So here's what I'm thinking. One more full rotation around where, like, I mess with the backyard a little bit. I mess with the garden a little bit. I mess with the front yard now for some reason. And, yeah, because I've somehow, like, undone 3 out of 4 of the places that we've all had done at one point. Where is this? Yeah, I guess there's water here, a little bit of water here, and a little bit of water here. Yeah, I guess it was just pooling there. That's okay. The garden, I guess, is kind of predictably screwed a little bit. This backyard, how's it doing? Okay enough, I guess. I'll just vacuum it up. Nice. Then maybe if I took like the squeegee and like pushed it up towards the drain a little bit for the garden. I don't know. I think it's just from where this fucking rain is like still like dumping water onto this shit is where like most of my trouble is coming from. There we are. That's looking good. I want to take a look at back here again. Damn, I'm just worried about this. Yeah, see, the backyard is already filling back up with water. Oh, what a pain. And it's pretty evident to me, like, why the garden's filling up here. Maybe if I squeegee it quick enough, we can consider this map beat. Okay, we'll squeegee from the back maybe 2 or 3 times. And this isn't quite from the back, but it is draining fine, so we're still fine. Okay, let's go clear from where... God damn it, I just heard the fucking backyard fail again. Oh, but with my sweeper, though, I can probably fix it enough. I think this is cluttering again, so let me go to the clogging again, I guess. Go back to the rake. Let me shove this like 2 times. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is my concession. We'll do 2 good times on the squeegee. 1, and then we'll do this for our second one. And then I'm going to go drain the vacuum. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to vacuum up the backyard till it's done. And then I'm going to vacuum up the garden. And if I don't have it in one load of sweeper, then I'll just... I'll cut until I guess I get it, because I like, again, balancing act here, and I'm not good. I'm not a trapeze artist. I'm just a doctor. All right. No medical advice is ever dispensed during Dr. Dirk Let's Play. I'm probably the most unhealthy motherfucker I know. I guess there's like some water here. Nice. I'm going to just sweep a little more just in case it rains or whatever. All right. And then we have the backyard here. I should be able to get enough done just by sweeping it, I would guess. I also wish that I could tell exactly what was considered backyard. Like, I got some guesses, right? And then, of course, I have the map, but it doesn't, like, cordon off from what I'm able to see from my vision. Okay, I know I said 1 more sweeper load, but I swear this is it. 1 more sweeper load. It's an addiction, folks. It's an addiction to sweeping, and it can't be helped. Old grandmas and Dr. Dirk are some of the worst, or are some of the people who have been affected. Oh, man. Well, I'm thinking about our next purchase, which I don't know. I guess it's probably one of the stronger pumps, or one of the strongest pumps. Next is my next guess for what I would probably purchase. I'll go over here to where this pump actually is. Maybe no, because now I'm in the fucking garden. This is the backyard, I guess. All right, and maybe if I put the pump in such a way that like it floods somewhere else but just not this backyard. So like if I take this and I put it like, is there anywhere that's like kind of farish away? Let me turn on my vision. That's not the vision. Where the hell? Oh, there it is, the vision. Duh. What about like, nah, I don't really want to. God damn, it's fucking dark. Look at this. This is like this is so goddamn dark. Oh man, where the hell is my pump at? Oh, okay. Well, the hose for my pump anyway. What if I do this instead? What if we do a little? I'll take this and then I'll put it over here where I think that kind of needs to be. I don't know. This is a risky venture. This is like putting it all on red. This will either work or not work. And, you know, we just got to have the luck for it, I guess. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to hook these together, this pump to that. Then I can go ahead and turn the gen on without turning the pump on. Hey, it's almost daytime. Red skies in morning, sailor's warning. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. I never understood the why, but I always remembered the rhyme. Me personally, I'm not a sailor, so I like both red skies in the morning and at night. So I'm going to kick that pump on. This map has almost taken 24 hours. This is almost kind of embarrassing. All right, let's see how this might go. I got to kick the pump on here. Nice. All right, get her going. I'm going to also vacuum at the same time. Hopefully we don't fuck something up here. All right, little more. I see that the bee has almost, the line on the bee has almost completely disappeared. Yes, sir. Hey, it worked. Didn't super expect it to. We got paid a man for that. That's not so bad for 24 hours of work. You know what I'm saying? So it is still raining. The next map, we have the parking garage. This one's actually not so bad. I honestly don't think we really need anything special for this. Our pumps are going to put in a lot of work. I think, let's see, what's it say? We got semi-deep water, continuous flooding, streets caused by rain. Oh, continuous flooding, streets caused by rain, small diggable area, and it's recommending pumps, barriers, shovel, rake, squeegee, and vacuum. And it's, oh, okay, cool. I think that there are only 7 or 8 maps, maybe a 9th one. I'm not sure if I remember. All right, let's get to work at the parking garage. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so we're at the parking garage. Now, I honestly don't know too much about the outside. I know that the inside can get flooded. Not quick, you'll probably be fine, but we do want to get tools and get to work here directly. So we need the wrench. The wrench is a big kind of, like there's a lot of leaks in this one from what I remember. Also take the rake, and I'll take the shovel too because we've got an inside area. We also need a generator, and we'll just grab both generators. We'll grab the electrical cord and couple of pumps. And I think this should be good for right now. I did grab the rake, right? Not the, yeah. Okay, cool. So it tells you to, like, you can interact with, like, these grates outside. I don't think too hard about them, but they are, like, you can go into places like this, I guess, if you want to. And I think that they drain down into here, the rain from the outside. So, me personally, I prefer to just come into this from the entrance, which is right here, which is the reason I wanted to come in to the entrance from here is because there are a couple of grates here at the very beginning. So you can get a lot of the work that you're going to have to do on this map as a whole done just by doing one good lap around and unclogging the grates. It's kind of my strategy for every map, honestly, but we'll do this kind of area counterclockwise instead of clockwise as I would normally do it. Here's another drain. And then while I'm down here, I'm going to, of course, look for the leaks that we have. What is going on back here in the storage area? Also, this is an area where, like, you really don't have to use, like, the squeegee very much, or at all. Like, maybe the sweeper, like, a very little bit. But, like, all the drains for the parking area, which is good because this map is big, are all, like, they're, like, lower than ground level, so they'll, like, you know, drain as drains kind of should. Alright, lot 3. Unfortunately for most people, your cars are kind of, well, probably fucked, I guess. This kind of water damage is no bueno, but alright, so I hear we've got a pipe coming up. Yes, hold to repair, and then we'll just tighten this up. This is where the, like the fireman's hose is, right? Yeah. Alright, and let's go back to the rake. And we should have a drain here. This is a good map once you actually get all the kind of drains unclogged to like watch the water level overall sort of drain. All right, we'll go up a little bit to here and unclog this one. And then I think this is all the drains that are kind of in this immediate area that's easy to get to. Yeah, the next one seems like I already did all that over there. I've got, I'm going to get in between the C and D pillar, and I'll hit the map again. Yeah, still nothing for a good little bit, so. But I thought that there was fucking drains. Yeah, I guess this is where the drains, sorry. Yeah, that's what I thought, like right outside of like this sitting area that is to our left. There we are. Another grate underneath of us. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I was about to say, there's another one coming up here, I'm pretty certain. Now I've almost got these drains sort of committed to memory. Now that's not true, of course, because I feel like I'm always surprised on every map. I'm like, oh yeah, there is a grate here. Right. Oh, and the lights are sort of flickering. It's getting spooky around here. I saw on the Steam discussion page for this, somebody said that this game needs a Backrooms DLC. And listen, I'm kind of on it with like the backroom stuff. I kind of get where that's like lame to be like, okay, this needs backrooms, liminal space, dream core. But I kind of agree with that guy a little bit. That a backrooms level would go hard in this, or not just a level, but like a series pack. I'm not like a guy who like. I don't know. I like to only really talk about the game that I'm playing kind of as I'm playing it. But I do have to say, the Backrooms cleaning game is actually really, really, really good. I like it a lot. Now, did I clean both of... Yeah, you know what? That's probably on the other side of this wall here, whatever the other drain is. I think it's like Backrooms Cleaning Company or something like that. There's only one Backrooms cleaning game on Steam right now. But yeah, there's a Backrooms cleaning game, and it is really good. It's got like some mysticism to it and stuff, like in the levels that you might not like. That's my least favorite part of the game, which is where like you have to clean up these runes and you get attacked every so often, which makes like the area more dirty whenever you do. Yeah, no, that has been, yeah, completely closed. Then I've got grates on this other side here, and then we can start probably putting down our pumps and stuff. This area has a lot of drains, and it absolutely needs them by my estimation because there's a lot of water on this map. Okay, take the rake and shave, of course, the dirt and grime off of these grates. Maybe there was one over here. It might also be outside. I'm not sure. Yeah, it kind of seems like it's probably outside. What the hell is this? Oh, it's the camera. I was like, what the hell's the sound effect here that I'm like hearing, but I'm not seeing anything? Security camera, making sure I'm doing a good job. It's like whenever you see Batman on CCTV or whatever. Well, probably not CC, but like security cam footage. All right, so this one is good. And I think all these other drains are like all outside that I'm seeing on the map. So starting to be able to see the ground in this area a little bit, which is good. We'll drain this, and honestly, the water is draining so precipitously, like just consistently here that, like, honestly, just kind of need to get started on the other stuff that we have to do around here. So I'll put the generator down here. These are like, let's see, it's got a name for these. Driveway. Yeah, I don't know why it calls these here the driveway, like this area, but this is an area that fills with water. Like, it's filled with water whenever you load in, and you have to drain it out of here. And this is like cut off from the other areas, so like you do have to put a pump here and then drain it out. I'll take this cord and connect it to the generator over here, turn it on, and then that should be draining appropriately. I'm going to go over to this other side because there's one on either side. We're in like a kind of like an outdoors-ish area, like a sitting area a little bit. There should be let me take a look at my map. No, there should be like a fucking... You know what? It might also be in the other corner because these areas look like so similar to me. Over here, I think it is. Yeah, there's like a... No, I still can't... I can't really see. It's like so fucking... Yeah, this is where the dirt for this drain is. So if I'm able to, I'll probably shovel just a very little bit just so that it starts draining out here. You can see we've got like a grate, but the water's a little bit too high. I figure I'll probably need the pumps kind of ready to go before I can actually drain this area out here very well. If I can get the water draining for out here, I do want it to, though. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just leave that be. It's either draining water right now. I don't think it is. I was going to say it's either draining water or it's not, and it's not draining water. So that's okay, though. Everywhere else is kind of going fine. I will set the generator and the pump up over in this area to pump out water. Well, of course, we got to have the gen sat down first. Put it right there. And the pump leading out, and connect it with the wire over to this generator right there. We'll turn the power on, and then we put the pump on, and then I'm going to go check the other pump, but we should be good. What else was I thinking? I guess I could go outside and get the that other pump, even though, you know, I probably won't super need it, but I guess anything could happen. Now, which one of these? I sent one of these to... Oh, the first one that I unclogged was actually here, which I'm using as an indicator for whether I need to go back around and unclear some of these drains or not. I think we're good. So water drains in from the street, and then, like, this here is, like, one of the first thing that catches it is this grate. So, I'll get the... Yeah, we need a vacuum, of course. I can't believe I forgot the vacuum. And since we spend most of our time inside, it's not really that big a deal how dark it gets outside or anything. And I'll take the squeegee just in case I would need it. Okay, so this area is still draining fine. Oh, yeah, the other thing I wanted to kind of check on was how... Yeah, why is that off? Yeah, turn that on. Did I not turn it on either area? Because that's kind of lame if I didn't. I'll go check the other one, I guess. Goodness. Maybe the drains could do with another kind of a pass around. Also, kind of want to make sure that I have all the everything that's leaking water, like all the pipes that are leaking water, sort of sewed up. Oh, hey, I think that this this area is finished. Yeah, driveway 2, coolio. All right, I'll pick up my pump and I'll pick up the gen, and then I can start draining out of this area in here. I do think that the fucking water has gone down. I do think that this is draining water. Let me use my shovel again. Yeah, it is draining water. Cool. A very little bit, but at a time. All right, chewing away at this this dirt here. Yeah, that grate's almost completely sort of cleaned up. Yeah, that's as good as she kind of gets for right now. I'll go over to this other side and set some pumps down to drain water out of this area too, because this area has just like a lot of water generally. Put one down there, and I'll direct it towards this grate. And I kind of think, where is it? I got the gen right there, and I'm pretty sure this other what is it, driveway? Yeah, parkway. Driveway is done, so then I can take this one and put it over here as well, and just have this area kind of draining of water quickly. I'll set it to, oh hey, something else just finished. What the storage? That's right. The other areas in this kind of game, like the outer areas, like this area all drains well if you clear the grades out where you need them to. The only place that's not true is for this inner area, but that's kind of fine because it's the only area that does not drain that well like that, so I'm fine with that. Alright, I'll hook that into the gen. We got a little bit of a problem here where I'm like getting stuck on the walls just to shade as I sort of climb them. Okay, so those two are good to go, and then I'll just kick on both these gens, and that should drain this area pretty quickly. Yep, both those areas are putting water back into this lot too, which is fine with me. I think what I need to do is just kind of go around and make sure all my grates are clear, starting with this, and then just kind of going to work our way around. And I also want to make sure that everywhere that like has the potential to be draining water is like the not draining, but like the pipes and stuff. I want to make sure they're all kind of closed off and shit. What do we got? We got more drains out this way. Lot 3 is very nearly done too. I find the best way to do it is just keep these grates clear and then just let them do their work. You don't have to babysit these like lots so much, which is good. I like that. Okay, so that's all done for a long little while. We're going to have to go up towards this area where these other pumps were, where I've been draining water out of. I still can't remember what the fuck this area is called in here. Courtyard, that's right. Cool. So that's draining water into lot 2. This is another drain I could go ahead and clear off so that it, because we're of course pumping a lot of water out into this area. Let me take a look at my map. It looks like I've got one coming up here in the corner, maybe. No, right? I thought there was one on this side. No, I guess I'm wrong. Guess the man who knows it all knows not in this situation. Just kidding. Of course, there's the grate. Now, what do we have on the outer edges? Nothing. And over here near where this leak was, there's another one of the drains. How are we feeling on the edges coming out? We've got nothing here. Oh, there we go. That's what I was thinking. We've probably got like this one, and then up a little bit of further ahead, we've probably got another one. Yep, cool. And I think that is kind of good. Like I'll let these outer areas sort of drain a little bit before I worry too much about like taking a vacuum to all this and stuff, because these outer areas actually drain kind of nicely. I want to make sure that this courtyard area, this is working fine. This is great. I want to take the pumps that I have actually and set it so that the hoses are directed over this way, and not so much out here, so that I can give this outer area like a break from having water like kind of re-drained into it or whatever. I don't think that's honestly going to help us out very much. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to move these. I can drop the wrench since we got everything sort of ready to go. If you lose anything, I guess I could show this off on the map. You can see icons for all your tools and stuff. So like, oh, I dropped the wrench. Where's it at? Oh, I can just look at my map. Okay, so I'm going to take the yellow pump and have it drain directly into there. The red pump, I'm going to have it drain from here over into there. And I'll set the generator. Can I put it on the stairs? Easy now. There we are. We'll go over to the electrical cord, hook it in. We'll turn that on. And then we'll take this over to the yellow pump. Nice. And let it go. And then I'm going to do kind of like I'll pick back up the wrench just in case. Oh, I hear it sounded like out in here. Yeah, things are kind of being done draining. Lot 2 is almost done. We got the 4 lots. Lot 2, Lot 3 is, God, they're almost all nearly done. Look how there's like nothing out here in Lot 3 pretty much, which is good because I would hate to take the fucking vacuum to most of these like outer areas. It'd be such a pain in the ass. I might vacuum just like a very little bit just to go ahead and close off these areas. Well, I was hoping that clearing off this surface area, that's Lot 3 that just cleared. I'm on fucking Lot 1. God damn it. Alright, please, Lot 1. Our overall water level is also like very nearly done too. You can see in the top left. Oh, I had to stretch my fingers out there. So I am full on no, I'm not full on the vacuum yet. Hey, cool. There goes Lot 1. Done and done. Lot 2, Lot 4, and Courtyard are all that's left. Now my hope with having done those other lots is that hopefully the Courtyard is kind of close to being done. I don't think that honestly, I think why this map is so sort of generally enjoyable and it's not like you have to be so meticulous is, one, because the draining is actually really fucking good on this map, which I just did another lot there. Looking for Lot 4. I guess I'll open my map. Yeah, Lot 4 is up in this corner. But also because like since the map is so big, it's like standard for how little water it needs in it is much lower, and that is like so comfortable. It's why I feel like kind of going forward that the bigger maps are probably going to be even funner in this game. Like the maps only kind of go up to so big right now, which is like, you can only kind of, like, this game, as I already mentioned, is in early access. I'm not that pressed by, like, I think it's a fine game, but, like, anywhere where you're going to have to, like, clear out, like, a bunch of really small rooms is going to be a huge pain in the ass. So this area is not pumping out as much water as it needs to be. Let me put this over here. I don't know what, the lights just went out probably because it's daytime. I was like, I don't know why the lights out here just went out. That's kind of spooky. Okay, where do I have a generator? Oh, it's over here on, of course, the stairs where I left it. There's that. And then we'll go kick the yellow gen on. Nice. I might go look at, I think I have the gray gen here with the, well, no, I got the generator, but not the, where the fuck is my... Oh, I already got the other pump in my inventory. Of course. I'll put this on the stairs, and I'll put a pump here, and I'll have it sort of drain as close as I'm able over to this yellow one. I don't really think that this is probably the way to go in terms of like, you know, draining and stuff like that, but I don't know, whatever. All right, kick that on, kick the gray pump on. So yeah, it's only like suctioning up like a very little bit of water anyway, draining over here to the yellow, which is of course sucking it up, and then outletting it over to here. This is not outputting as much as it could be, so I'll set it somewhere else. Maybe I should like look at, you know what, honestly, I wonder if here is a good idea, like where this brick is. Like I wonder if that's keeping out some of the water in a certain sense, or like pulling some of the water. All right, let's kick it on and see how that does. I see the courtyard's also like draining well by my estimation, so let's see, is this sucking up an optimal amount of water? Yeah, yep, it sure is. Okay, maybe I should use my sweeper on like this backmost area where I feel like, you know, the pumps probably aren't like, you know, able to get as much, but otherwise I think that the courtyard's going just fine. And then the courtyards, yep, the very last thing that we have to do on this map. After this map, I think we have like the city streets, which is actually kind of good. Alright, so that has been done from there. I'll just dump it out. I see that there's a little bit of water in this corner here that looks like it's pooling. I wonder if suctioning it up this is going to count towards the courtyard and help very much. I don't know, but there we go. That's enough for right now. And then I'll dump this into the drain. Man, our fucking pumps are putting in work. I guess I'll just go ahead and suction up a little bit more. I hear this gen here on the sides like kind of on its last legs for, you know, how much water can sort of suction up from this back corner-ish area. We'll just do a vacuum full, and then I'll probably pick up that pump and maybe replace it somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet. The courtyard is very nearly drained. All right, I'll pick this up, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it just yet. I'll just leave it be, because we're so close to this map being done and over with. I don't want to accidentally move water and end up, you know, sort of fucking how things are going. Like you know, we're pretty well done. I just need a very little bit more water, probably this water here. Honestly, if I'm able to collect some of it with the sweeper, will probably be all that there is to get on this outer courtyard area, and then that'll be the map done. Hey, there we go, coolio. Now I wonder, oh god damn, $1,500. That's not bad for, again, about a day's work, maybe even a little bit less in this situation, because I feel like we did that one quicker. What do we got? Hold up. The church canal breach. Oh no. Okay, this one's actually really fun. I'm thinking what I want to do. Okay, canal is going to collapse in 10 minutes. Wait, canal about to collapse 10 minutes. Oh, we have 10 minutes to prevent flooding. Canal about to collapse, period. 10 minutes to prevent flooding, period. Recommended barriers, pumps, vacuum, rake, shovel, and squeegee. This is a really fucking fun map, honestly. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to buy... I'm going to buy one of the best pumps, and then I'm going to buy one inflatable barrier, and that should really be all that we need for this. I'm going to put them both into my vehicle. We're at 159 out of 180 weight, and... Okay. So this map here, I'm going to have to get it done. Like, we got 10 minutes, and all of that 10 minutes is super important. I'll sort of explain more once we load into the map. Just a second. Okay, so we need to collect stuff very quickly. I want all of my pumps first. Well, 3 pumps. And then we're going to pick up 2 of the inflatables and both the gens. And that should, well, you know what? We're going to do both the gens and the rake. And, of course, we need the cord, too, I guess, is another thing we're going to need. Okay, let's get to work. So, quickly. We got 10 minutes, and I've already spent about 20 of them. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is, you see that pool of water down there? We need to hook up a pump. If you can believe it, don't believe it. And we have to have it drain more water into it, because we need more water for this mission. Next thing, I'm going to set one gen up here. Turn it on, please. There we are. And I'm going to hook the electrical wire into it, so that we can get this pump working. There we There we are. Okay, the water mechanics in this to like leave are actually really, really fucking annoying. I do not like them at all, but that's okay. All right, so that is now draining water into here. Now, the other thing I need to do is have a red pump giving us water down to the... That should be good, honestly. Yeah, you know what? That's about as good as it gets in my world, so that'll work. We'll hook this up to the gen and have it start pumping water down towards the church. Yeah, that's good. As long as it's on this downhill incline, we're fine. Now, we got to set up 2 inflatable cushions to stop the water from draining actually into the church. Because, like, the way that this mission works is you're not trying to stop 100% of the water. That's just not happening, baby doll. But what you are trying to do is minimize the damage as much as absolutely possible. And your way of doing... I'm going to move this... Well, you know what? I'll just move this onto the inside here, and then I won't even have to worry about whether or not it gets wet, really. Turn the gen on, turn the pump on, and let those kind of work, because this water will drain down and into it here shortly. We could also alternatively, like, put, if you wanted to buy a bunch of inflatables, you could probably block it off that away using those inflatables, but that's going to be fine for now. I just kind of want to take a look around, make sure that we've got, things working as they should. This isn't so bad once you actually have your strategy down. My problem with this was like coming up with a good strategy that I actually liked. There are 2 doors that are open to this church, and you want to block both of them off with inflatables. So I'm going to put a second one right there, and this will block this other door. I just have to remember to hook this up to a pump at some point. Definitely don't want to forget that. And both of those pumps up front, the red ones, should be dumping down water enough to... dumping down enough water to fill this inflatable up. This is not at 100%. It doesn't even really seem like it's at much of a percent, but it is filling, I believe, slowly. That's okay. It's doing exactly what I would kind of want it to. Yeah, this side, everything's going fine here. The only thing is, I guess I could do on... Well, I don't even want to do anything on this side. We've got grates that we need to clear off for this map, of course. This one here is a grate that we can clear, like we don't need water back here, so we can go ahead and clear it off. And then I believe we have, another grate here in like this driveway type area. Whoa, easy now. A little bit more. Wow, this feels like not nearly as stressful now that I have a strategy, and it's actually kind of coming along nicely. We've got another one here all the way in the back. Another grate. Man, that sound effect. It sounds half nice, half like nails on a chalkboard. About how you would expect from a stroking a drain with a fucking rake. Okay, is this not... I still think that is working the way that I kind of need it to. Maybe if I put like the pump over on either side. Nah, it looks like it's pumping enough water that it's working the way I want it to. So there are a couple drains on this side, but I actually want them to be filled up so that I can use the pump on them soon enough to pump this up. So I'm not going to actually clear the grates on this side. They're fine. I'm not going to mess with them. And you only need one of these inflatables up. I was going way overboard. I had like 3 inflatables up. I had one on this first rung. I had like one right here in between the stairs, and I had one here because I was like, okay, whenever that water hits, it's going to hit. But not the case, not the case. Okay, so our pump is done for here anyway. I'll take that generator, and now that I've got the water kind of moving down, I'll just set up I don't know, right here would be fucking optimal, but I don't know that yeah, that's not going to reach all that way. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Okay, maybe I'll move it out a little bit closer to, goddamn, closer to the, whatever, the inflatable. All right, hook this up with the power cord here, turn it on. Oh, I don't have the gen on. There's the gen, there's the pump, and that should slowly start to fill up. I really don't think that we're going to need anything else. I feel like there's something that I'm kind of forgetting, but this might just work, like fine. Like, again, I kind of have a strategy that works for this now. I tried a couple different strategies. Maybe we can talk about while that's filling up. My first strategy that I tried was, like, blocking this off with a bunch of inflatables, and then and having it drain all the fucking way, all the way. If you can believe it. Jesus, this is so far with inflatables. Having it block all the way down to here, and then, like, letting it drain into the canal. That was not the way to go. You don't have nearly enough time to fill up the inflatables. I was fighting with the inflatables. It was not working. You also combo that with, like, using the shovel to dig your way. You just don't have enough time. Not with one person. Not 10 minutes. I'm going to say that I could probably turn these gens off. Honestly, we're like doing good. I'm going to make sure that this inflatable down here is like maybe close to done or done, ideally. Okay, cool. It is done. And then we can pick up the pump, and I can set this shit to like actually start draining instead of, filling this area up with water. And I also want to, of course, turn those pumps off, and I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. I'm sure I can come up with something down here. But I'll go shut the generator off, pick up my pumps, pick up the generator, and then this area is actually, well, I got to clear off some of the grates still, but this area is pretty well close to ready for the flood. All right, I'll pick up the pump, and I'll pick up the generator, and then we've got one more pump underneath of the water. Really hate going into the water in this game. It's like such a headache to try and get out of. All right, very nice. That went along just fine. And yeah, we're good to go. I'll let this kind of go off. One thing that I probably could... You know what? I think I'm going to keep one gen here, and I'm going to keep one pump, even though I'm not going to use it right this second, because you do have to clear this area out of water, and... you know what? Actually, I just might just go ahead and set that up, because we don't have anything else going on. Turn on the gen. I imagine that the water will probably pool right about here, and then I'll have it ready and set to drain into the canal. Come on now. Oh, okay. You know what? Back here is fine too. That's a fine enough place for it. All right, please get out of the water. All right, and I'm going to hook up this into this and set the pump. So this will honestly probably clear most. It's so funny. About the second that clears water out of that, we're going to have the dam flood. So as I was saying before, I need to clear out some of these grates down here in preparation, of course, for the big flood coming. There we are. And then we've got... I thought there was another drain over here. Oh, no, I didn't actually unclog this drain. Thought I did. My bad. A little bit closer to it I need to be, clearly. One more. Okay, and then that drain there is evidently what I drained. So we've got 3, including this one near the entrance. All right. Honestly, I think that we're pretty well ready to go. I don't know. You can use the fire hydrants to like fill up these inflatables. So I guess if you had just a shit ton of inflatables, you could fill up like this whole area. That just does not seem like a good strategy to me. It feels like a fucking $3,600 strategy for almost nothing, really. So this is going to break here in just a minute. Like I said, I'll just leave that there, but it's going to break kind of like right where you see the weak spot is. I'll maybe like put us up here on this hill where we can kind of see. And then I did get all the drain. Let me take a look at the map here just to make double sure. This is not really helping me out all that much. I don't think there's anything from the truck that I kind of want. Whatever. I think we're fine. Okay, so I'm going to sit on top of this hill and kind of watch this and then follow the flood as it goes down. So the dam will breach right there where you can see that, it's weak and it's already like leaking water and stuff. Wow, it's very beautiful. Okay, so we're watching it, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, flooding in progress. So it moves all of those out of the way, and then it's like a big wave comes out, and then it moves down this hill, stop the flood, and drain the church. It will leak down into this front part of the church here. It'll collide against the inflatable barrier that I have set up. Oh, you see that? Goodness, it's coming up almost to like the middle rung there. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. And then it will sort of like pan out on either side of the church. I've already pre-cleared the drains, and it's going down out to this way, and by the time it gets all the way back here where the backmost drains are, it's probably already drained anyway. So we'll take a look at the map to show where all we actually have to clean up and stuff here soon enough. But, you know, the church handled it all right for, you know, being kind of like slammed into with water. Now we can look at the water up here, actually. Remove the water from the flooded area. So this is considered the canal breach, and this is going to drain fucking water very slowly from the canal into, like, you see that area down there with the church. And it's going to eventually, I believe eventually, no. I thought for some reason that it actually made its way all the way over to this, where the canal re-enters. Or like it could re-enter the canal. But it looks like it's going to drain straight out of the canal breach down this hill here, and then down to where the church is. And we've got enough drains kind of around here that like this is all sort of going to drain naturally. If you want to like a view of it from the inside, this is where the church is. This is the nave, and I think that's the name of it. And let's see, what do we got here? Oh, this is like this whole area is the nave. And then I think we have a back room. Yeah, this is the back rooms. Welcome. And then what? Parking is like all the way in the back. There's like, I mean, you could probably get water back here, but I mean, I guess technically we do have water sort of coming in very slowly, but I have the drains cleared, so, and let's see, let's take a look at the map here. We got street on this side that's going to be slowly, wow, this area is almost already clear of water, and the only reason it's probably not going to be for a minute is, the water still draining in out of the breach. You know what, honestly, I might just go ahead and set this second heavy pump up to repump water from in here, from this big pool of water. Oh no. It fell right on my fucking pump. I could probably get it still, but I don't know. I do think also that this canal like continues to drain downwards, like down to where it actually needs to be. God damn it. I accidentally put the fucking pump outlet somewhere weird. I literally have no clue where it would have been. Alright, we'll set this there. So like this water that's actually in the canal is going to drain below the level of where the breach is. There we are. And it'll drain what's left of the water down through the rest of the canal, and we won't have to worry about it, is what I'm saying. Alright, let me put the power cord connected to the easy there into the generator. Yeah, I definitely don't want to accidentally unplug the other pump. Alright, so now that's draining water back into the breach. Honestly, I guess some water is kind of getting down to this end. You know, somewhere I did not clean water out of that I didn't even think it was going to be very pertinent is like this. I guess this is considered like the church entrance. It's saying no, the street, right? I have no idea what you could even do, maybe even to manage this. Maybe, I do see, wait a minute, I wonder if that's the fucking strategy, if you just like, no, I guess maybe if you put like some inflatable barriers up there, and then redirected it over here where there's like a shit, yeah, but that's so many inflatable barriers to get all the way over here to this grate, like these grates. Nah, I could never see doing that. I'm gonna recheck the drains that we have around the church to make sure that they're draining appropriately. I'll just clear them all out. That's fine. It won't hurt to clear out these drains. That one's good. This one I'm probably going to need to scrape once or twice. There we go. There's the second one. This one here is, that one's done. And then I have some out in the back, of course. So basically what you're doing here is working your way from the front to the back. Oh, and this is all that shit I talked about, like why you would never get water back here, and then we got water back here. And it's about par for the course for a playthrough of mine. Oh my goodness, this one's hella clogged. There we are. and then that'll drain from the lawn. Looking at the water level overall, like from the time that it flooded it initially, we have dropped it by what looks to be like about half. I wanted to say a little bit over half, but I think about half. Oh, cool. Now that we still have water pooling over here, but the water from the breach is no longer like draining into an area where it's going to drain into the church. In fact, if you look at the canal breach, like it's like quickly fucking draining. Holy shit, look at all that it's draining. My goodness, it's done. But what I am going to do is, of course, like let this sort of like, you know, go a little bit longer so that I don't end up with a thing where this ends up re-triggering or whatever. Not that I'm that worried about it. I think we're doing a good job, but and you can see the water is like done draining out of the breach. It's now hit an appropriate water level. So, okay. I think that one of these is not working the best. I think it's the one that's probably under a couple tons of brick. Damn it. Can I like pick this up? I'm a little bit worried that like I fucked this up. Maybe, yeah, I can't really move anything. God damn it. Oh well. I'm going to consider this area sort of like good. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about anything here. I'll just go ahead and pick up this pump. At least I still have my yellow pump, at least. Just going to maybe do one more quick little crack at it. Damn it. Oh, well. Next, as I said, we're going to have to do like this upper area here. I might as well maybe put this to work sort of draining. Well, I could also have this, you know, instead of draining this down towards the church, like was my initial plan in my head, I might just have it drain into the canal if I can have the fucking hose reach it. Nah, not quite. Not quite. Nah. Okay, fuck. I wish it was just a little bit longer. Damn. I'm gonna move it. What about to right there? I just am worried that, like, you hit like a... Well, what about... Okay, let's have it drain into this. Actually, this might not be a half bad idea. So then we'll have the yellow pump sort of drain into this here. Oh, God. How the fuck am I going to get out of here? Something I was not thinking of. Oh, also, it looks like the fucking bridge there is fucked. I wonder if that was fucked at the beginning of the map or not. I can't remember. I don't know if I was even looking. Okay, so if I'm able to, I want to set this a little bit deeper in now that I have a bit of a different strategy. Alright, little more. Okay, you know what? That's perfect. We'll kick this on. I'll plug this in there, have that drain the water. Plug this in on the red gen. Have it kick it on, have it drain the water over there, and then I shouldn't have to worry too much about like the church entrance being full of water. It is getting a little bit dark. I might go get the floodlights and kind of set them up real quick too, just to make sure that, you know, we're not too dark around here constantly. You know, it's just coming up on nighttime. I do think they actually have street lights here, so it's not that big a deal. The water level is down to... I might just start referring to them, like, numerically by, like, how many dashes there are and stuff, or tallies. So, like, right now we're at water level 2, and it is still draining well. So, and then I got, yeah, both the lights still working appropriately. Not the lights, the pumps out in the distance. My bad. I think I'm going to set... I kind of want to set like one up here facing the church. Okay, that's okay. And then I'm going to have another one. I'll set it up here facing the church. You know what? That's okay. That's kind of illuminating things a little bit. All my drains are kind of working just fine. We'll go to see how like this shit up here is draining. This is almost like kind of like, I think that's done draining down into the church. I'm going to let these pumps run a little bit longer. I also want to see like if this place has started to pool, if it looks like it might bleed down into the church somehow. Really, I'm really not seeing it if that would be the case. So I think we're good on it. I'll just go ahead and pick up everything that I kind of have going on over here and move back down to the church. All right, so the canal breach is good and good. Now we have the church entrance, which I think encapsulates this big-ass area here. In a certain sense, it's kind of okay. Maybe I should just pump a little bit from this like upper area down, towards like more towards near where the actual drains are. So like I'll have this kind of, there we go. That looks like it's coming down fine. I'll put, maybe on this like other side, I guess. I don't think that water is going to be pooling very much from there, but okay, that's fucking good enough. And then I'll set the generator up on this hill, hook my cords into it. Damn, we're down to about 1.5 water level. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't even have the gen on just yet. That's okay. All right, we'll hook this up. This one's probably almost immediately going to not be functional, but that's okay. And then we'll have both of those draining water from up on this upper level. It does kind of look like it's moving the water level just fine. I'm going to take the rake and just clear out grates a little bit. We'll have to do like the backyard-ish area. What's it called? The lawn. That's right, the lawn. Hey, the street just cleared up. It couldn't have had anything to do with me because I haven't been over here paying attention to shit. So the street's good. That's good. And then I think the back area here, the parking is good too. So really that only leaves us with the lawn and the church entrance. And both of those like this one, well, let me clear this up a little bit on this vent here, or vent, god damn it, drain. Okay, yeah, this area is coming along. The lawn is coming along. I'll probably have to like put a pump here and then redirect it towards like, one of these drains, but it's coming along. Let me take a look here. It looks like, for the most part, this shit's probably all close to good. I'll take that. I'll take the generator. I'll take this other pump. And then I think what I want to do is, like, go ahead and drain out of the lawn into... I'll put the yellow one here. Drain to where these grates are. I'll take this red one. Put it a little bit further in. I think that might be honestly a little bit too, yeah, that's a little bit too far. I'll grab it and god damn, the lawn is already almost fucking drained. Am I even going to have to put down this other one? Whatever. I feel like by the time I'm going to get this all set up and everything, it's going to be good to go. So, all right, take a gen and hook this into either side. Oh, forgot to turn the gen on. There we are. Hook this into this pump. Turn her on. There goes the lawn. Just as I sort of kind of guessed it might end up working. I think it might be a little bit more than the drain is kind of ready for, but I don't know. We'll make sure that the lawn is sort of aired out before, make sure that the lawn is sort of aired out before I, mess too much with it. I'm surprised, honestly, that the lawn hasn't sort of refilled with water after having done that. Okay, I'll pick all these up, and now it's just the church entrance, which I sort of feel like I'm just going to have to vacuum up a lot of stuff. So I am not, too worried about it. It's all going to be near this front area here. I am going to do, like, what do we want to say, like 3 vacuum sort of runs maybe. Maybe not even that. Might not even need that. So there's some water over this way. It looks like this is probably counting towards the towards like the water that is in the church entrance area. I also think that this up here sort of counts for the church entrance area, so I can probably do the I can probably like take my vacuum there and it'll count. Whoa, easy now. Okay, and we'll dump it into the canal. The canal is, again, still draining with water. So funny. I saw a picture on the Steam community page where somebody took all the water in the canal and flooded it down here. That was so funny. God damn. And then the caption of the thing was like... flood the church, drain the reservoir, something like that. So somebody went through all the work to do this mission backwards. As much work as it would take to do it forwards, I think. All right. So, just kind of vacuuming up. I really don't need to vacuum up near the grates, but I think that we're fucking really, really, really close to having this area done. If this counts, well, I don't know, there's not even very much water up there, so I don't even know if saying if that counts, then we'll be done whenever I vacuum it, but there's not even that much water there, so alright, it's a little bit difficult, the climbing physics of this game. God, the first time that I ever saw myself in this game and I whipped the camera, like I was climbing something, whipped the camera around, saw myself, scared myself to death. It's why I don't have a mirror in my house. Good lord, if I ever saw the way I looked. Oh man. Okay, maybe this doesn't count for the church entrance because it doesn't really feel like I'm vacuuming up very much, you know, water, I guess. No, I'm going to actually probably guess that this is not. Well, I don't know at the same time because the church entrance is now devoid of water. Like, we just have to make it so that it's really, really devoid of water. Maybe I'll go down and, depending on if any water has made its way down, god damn it, get like hung up there. I'm just glad that nowhere has reflooded. I'm glad this area, one, it's clear. So, like, you don't ever have to worry about, like, it's storming and stuff the whole time that you're trying to work on stuff. It's dark or anything. You do have, like, I am glad I put down the floodlights. That was a good call on the floodlights. I think, honestly, if I, like, vacuum kind of this shit up here, it'll probably be enough to consider the mission completed. Maybe I'll go over here to where this drain is here too. Hey, there we go. There goes the whole city. Just kidding. Whole city behind you. $1,700. Very nice. I'm not sure how long that mission took, but long enough to beat it. Miracles Department reporting in. The old church is still standing. Coolio. So this is the last map that is in the game. It's the Industrial District. We started at 10 o'clock. Recommend pumps, vacuum, rake, pipe wrench, barrier, shovel, squeegee. Large parts of the streets and industrial spaces are flooded. This is not a hard mission. I really don't... well, hold up. If I sell this... let's see. 360 plus that. No, it's not enough to buy Pump Mark 4. Although it is close. You know what I might do? I might sell one. And then I'll sell... Shit. I guess I'll sell one of my sight lights. Fuck it. By the time we finish this mission, I'll be able to afford another one if I want. So, okay. And then that puts us at 179 over 180, which is kind of good that I sold the light because we, wouldn't have had space for it in the truck anyway, I wouldn't guess. Anyway, time to start the mission. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so to start off this mission, your shovel starts breaking it down. No, just kidding. I literally have no idea why that's doing that. I'll pick up the shovel, pick up the rake. We need the wrench for this mission. I'm going to take I don't know, I might just take 2 pumps with me just to start. Honestly, probably don't even need the number of pumps that I kind of brought with me, but whatever. We'll take the vacuum, and we're going to go around as I like to do, and what we're going to do is just do a soft pass around this whole industrial district and open up grates and close leaks. So our first place we're going to have to open up grates is here. I can already see some fucking bubbles. I think there's about 4 in every sort of like area where they expect you to drain water in this area anyway. I'll open up all of the grates here. I'm going to check my map and make sure that there is 4. Yeah, there's 4 in this little area where the water is pooling here. This is our third one. I don't really have too much to say about this map. This map is not difficult, but it's not... I think that there are a lot of, like, community references in this that I'm not aware of, or, like, like the developer nods towards stuff, because there's a lot of, like, graffiti and shit I just don't understand in the area. Like, it's not graffiti I normally... like see and stuff, so not that I normally see much graffiti. I do think it's cool. I think I've said this before. I live in kind of a small town. I do think it's cool whenever I see like a train blow by and it has like graffiti on it, and it's like, I don't know, like an anime girl, or I do kind of like the old school sort of tags a little bit that's just like straight up graffiti, but I don't know, the more modern stuff, at least anytime I see it, I'm like, nice, they're still doing it. Alright, so I'm going to... This is another one of those quad areas. We do start this in the morning. I think this area has like street lamps, so I'm not too worried about it getting dark. Of course, I'm trying to justify now, like having sold the flood lamps that we had, but whatever. All right, and then I'm sure that these are probably at the four corners of this street. Okay, I've kind of lost it a little bit. We need to go a little bit forward. I pulled the trigger too early. That's what it was. All right. So clear this drain up and out of the way. Nice. And then I'll go up to the next corner, and this should be the final of the four in this area anyway. And then I think I saw what we're coming up on is one of the pipes that I'm going to have to wrench into place. Okay. And then I feel like, yeah, here it is, right by the lamppost. I wonder if the lampposts are a good indicator for like where the grates are going to be exactly. Not seeing one on this other side, although, I always just kind of presume that the drains are just going to run parallel to one another. And then back here is near where one of the leaks is. I assume this is another map with how many fucking leaks there are, where you could really sort of screw yourself if you weren't careful. All right, tighten her up. There we go. She's tight all the way. And then we're going to pop back out onto the main street and continue our little walkabout. How we doing? We got up here at the next sort of intersection, we're going to have another... Wait a minute. Yeah, we did the industrial storage area. And then in the north loading yard is where I'm going to have another one of those leaks, it looks like. So let me start by clearing out the area where I want the water to drain towards these grates. And then we'll look at tightening up that leak anyway. All right. I don't know. This is like fun enough. I couldn't imagine doing this as a job all day, every day. And also, like, you're seeing the take of this, like, as though I'm doing everything right. Oh my god, if you saw how many times I did things wrong. This playthrough would be 4 times this length, let me tell you. I'm excited for this game to have more levels in it. I really like this game a lot. This is exactly the kind of game that I've been kind of looking for. Whenever I was a kid, like, really all I ever wanted was, like, a game where you could mess with, like, water physics a little bit. Oh shit, and you know what? I think the last time I had this drain, like I put up a pump and I had this drain, but I think you actually just need to clear this. Huh. Or at least it'll help a lot. I'll probably still have to use the pumps, but at least now I'm seeing why it was retaining so much fucking water in here. Alright, so that'll drain out into the street. And I also, of course, need to use my wrench to to tighten up this leaky faucet here. Alright, done and done. And we'll let this kind of roll for a little bit. And then I think by the time we get back over to our truck, which I see is coming up, let me make sure. Yeah, I do got all this cleared out on the 4 corners. By the time I get back to my truck, and we're ready for another loop, the first area that I had drained water should be kind of ready for us to start focusing on it a little bit more deeply. So there are fire hydrants here if you're trying to do the inflatables trick a little bit, like if you're trying to make it so that the water, I don't know, you have the opportunity. There are fire hydrants here for whatever the fuck you might want to use them for. This area is draining water, but it is at a higher elevation than it is out here, so I am going to go ahead and set up a generator there and start pumping out water into the street. Alright, we'll set it to... Well, I kind of want it near the drain that's across the street. Well, you know what? I'll just put it right in between the two. That can't hurt anything. I'll put this pump over here, and then all I have to do is hook the wiring up. There we are. And I will hook this up to there. I should have went ahead and kicked on the gen since I was here. There's that. And then I'll hook this up onto my other pump and set these pumps to running, and then maybe I'll go back and get another pump and the other gen. Wait, I got 2 pumps now, don't I? I got an additional red one. I can't remember if I have 2 or 3 red ones. I spent a lot of money on pumps if I do have 3 red ones. Cool, I do have 3 red ones, so I have spent a lot of money on pumps. Let's go back to pick up this gen, and I'll let this kind of area work for a little bit while it's sort of draining everything that it needs to. I wonder, though, I feel like I'm missing somewhere. Like, I think I'm missing one of these places. That behind me was draining water very well. It's like... It's sort of like a certain management style almost. Like, if I don't address something, it means it's doing its job appropriately. So, I'll just go ahead and clear out these drains here, because it does sort of look like this quad anyway is, or intersection, I should say. I'm saying quad because, sorry, it's got 4 drains. My bad. I was thinking about Krogan's for some reason. And then I'll clear up these drains just to make sure that they're draining just as best as they can. Goodness, this one's already started to gunk back up. Then I think this area here is another area where I'll have to sort of set up a gen and some pumps, so I might as well just get this to working. I'll set the pumps all the way or as far back as I can, I guess. I probably won't be able to set the yellow pump back nearly that far because I don't think it'll have the length that the red one has. All right, there we go, and then I'll sort of wire this up to work. Set that one there, set that one there, turn the gens on, turn the pumps on. There goes whoa, easy now. There goes another one. And let that continue draining. This is honestly going to be an area or like a level where I just do like 3 or 4 passes, and by the time I get to the 4th pass, we're done and done. So, like I said, this mission's not too hard. I honestly don't consider any of these missions like actually very difficult. The barn is a little bit annoying, but I think it's just sort of the layout of that map is what annoys me. We're going to eventually need a pump in this area to drain down to there, but I did drain just like a lot of this by having dug out most of the dirt here. In fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and dig out maybe the rest of this dirt. I still feel like I'm missing somewhere. I need to take a look at my map as I continue circling about, because I'm pretty certain that I'm missing somewhere. I think I should have another area that I need to wrench, I think. I'll let this kind of clear this up so that the water drains out comfortably. I would like to just clear up all this fucking dirt here so that this water in the back flows well too. Oh man, I don't know. We're getting kind of close to the end of this game. Like I said, I really like this game. It needs to figure something out as far as like the clearing up the last little bit of water in an area, or at least explain to me how I could be doing it better. Like in terms of like, maybe like a tutorial thing. Cause I think like sweeping like 5 or 6 times is really lame. Give me like an expensive option. I don't even care if it's like a 5,000 thing that just naturally scrubs the water. Like give me some kind of an option that isn't, just a huge pain in my ass to, like using a sweeper for forever. I still feel... Yeah. You know what? This is where it is. I see it back here. Hopefully I haven't fucked myself by not paying attention here. All the water's flowing out. That's what I thought. I thought that there was another area in the back here. We'll tighten this up. There we are. And then I will clear out the dirt on this grate. 1, 2. But the developer is actually pretty... a beautiful man. He's a gorgeous man. No, he's pretty, he has his like ear to the ground in the community and stuff. Like I saw like a post because I was trying to see what was going on with that area in the convenience store map where it wasn't like draining correctly. I was like, what the fuck? Like I just could not get that to fucking drain at all. And, I went to the Steam thing, like the Steam community page, and the guy had actually posted, like somebody posted and was like, yeah, I think this is bugged or whatever, and he like almost immediately, like I would say like the guy posted like 12 hours ago for me, and then that dude responded to them within like 6 hours or something like that, and I was like, oh shit, it is bugged. Like here, I put in a hot fix, play the unstable branch, it's like fixed. So sorting it out at least. Growing pains with a game like this. I am glad that it is in early access, even though it's like, not finished by the developer's estimation yet. Like, I think the other maps are like supposed to get, even bigger. The next step is to like go into the city, is like what the end game sort of says. So I'm, about half interested in that at least. I'm just going to vacuum up some of this water here in the south loading yard, and hopefully that'll be enough for me to move my gens out of here. I don't know though, or my pumps out of here anyway. Alright, I'll go ahead and I'm just going to pick this one up because it's not even working all the way. This one I'll just go ahead and pick it up as well, fuck it. And I'm going to dump the water that I have, let's see, in the vacuum. Yep. What's up with this fucking water here? Oh, it's like pooling around these drains. Shouldn't call them vents, drains. So it is working the way that it should. I also wonder, these are kind of clogged. I wonder if these are just like too clogged to be draining water correctly. All right, that one's good. And then we got this one here. It's probably gonna, I don't know, we're probably about a little bit past midday right now. So I guess I just kind of have like water sort of still all around here, judging by the, the heat map or whatever. I also have heard people say that they're like having issues with this game, like in terms of performance wise, other than like the loading. And then I think on the church, like it got the least little bit choppy for me, like a little tiny bit choppy. But I don't know. I don't have, now granted, I've got a pretty alright computer. I'm not like saying that I'm playing this on like some fucking like Intel i3, I don't have like any of the bells and whistles on this. I won't pretend that I don't. I do, but that's just me soft flexing there. No, just addressing like sort of criticism for this game a little bit. I'm sure that I mean any game that has like a half decent I don't have the squeegee with me. Any game that has like a half decent sort of water physics to it is of course going to have some issue like with performance, of course. And every time that like I look at the patch notes for this game, it's always like we have optimized the VRAM usage or something like that. So at least it's getting like better and better, and the guys working on it and stuff. So hopefully it'll be in a place where not only the creator can have his game purchased, but people can also enjoy playing his game too. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong here. I'm considering highly like sort of cheatsy doodling this a little bit and just hooking a pump up into a one of my inflatables. You know what? I do think I'm gonna do that because I don't really feel like sitting here and just like meticulously cleaning up this area. It would probably take like 3 or 4 times of me using the vacuum, and I just don't want to do that, if you can believe it. I don't know if this changes how much water it can actually store, but what I am going to do, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to make it as long as I can, so that hopefully it holds as much water as it can. Alright, now let me grab a hold of this. Easy now. Grab a hold of the pump, put it pretty much right where the water should be, hook her into that, and then wire us up here, and there we go. Oh, I can't turn that on without turning on the gen first. There goes that. There goes that. And it's not even really, it's still not even really doing anything. By the time I got all that set up, the fucking water had drained into the drains fine. So whatever, fuck it. I just take this. Fuck, now I got a kind of a dead space in my inventory a little bit there in the inflatable that I don't really need. Maybe I should just take the sweeper too. Do I have storage in the sweeper? Oh yeah, I got storage in the sweeper. Alright, cool. So I will vacuum up that. I'll kind of sweep around and get this other side of things too. Nice. Well, the water is sort of resettling here, so I don't want this to immediately fail. So I'm just going to get a vacuum's worth and then I'll move on. I wonder if there's anything I can afford to leave behind, because, something I probably don't need? I probably don't need the wrench anymore, so I can leave that behind for the gen, now that I have everything good. So, South Street is done, South Loading Yard is done, and, I don't know, I don't think this one is done. South Industrial Street, yeah, this is good. I will go ahead and just unclog this, just so if water sort of, is ambiently gaining here, it'll drain through the vent. Now, we have this other quad. Is this not? No, those are probably still draining water, I guess. East Junction. I might just clear these off and then let this run for a little bit. Like just move on to the next sort of area, because I don't know. I'll just leave that be for now. I need to find somewhere that's not... Oh, hey, East Junction. Is this East Junction? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it's about cleared. Industrial storage area is also almost cleared. I kind of don't want to... Wow. I don't even have to move those. Well, I've got an inventory full of stuff right now, so I don't want to move those just yet. I'll tell you, well, I don't want to do anything just yet there either. We've got a lot of places that are very nearly fucking done. Maybe I'll use the rake on like this. I could probably put some pumps up in that, whatever that yard is there. But West Junction is almost cleared too. Shit, that kind of sucks. We got so many areas that are like, yeah, West Junction just cleared. How lucky am I? Because now I'm going to have to drain water. Well, damn. You know what? I think I gotta have a sacrificial lamb. It might as well be fucking West Junction. Cry me a river. I'll just sweep up the tears with my vacuum. Fuck it. No, I need like a justified way for me to just be vacuuming. Wow, that might actually be way too much water for me to just be vacuuming like that. I might need to actually set a pump up here in this corner. Yeah, well, the north loading yard is draining of water. I'm watching it drain up there in the top. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just do this. I'll just curve it around, put it right about there. Oh, hey, no, this place just finished. Okay, cool. Well, hey, if that's going to work, I'll just let it work. Who cares? I need to drain my sweeper into here, and then I'll go back and look at these other areas. Damn, this is kind of getting towards the evening now. East Junction. Oh, okay, plus this back here. This is what I was thinking, the industrial storage area. I'm going to have to sweep up with my vacuum, I'm pretty certain. Cool, the storage area is done. I didn't really expect this map to kind of go by so quickly. I didn't expect that I was the best at every video game that's ever existed, but like, goddamn, here we are. Just kidding, of course. Oh, man. All right, so I will sweep this East Junction up here, and then we can move on to the next area. I see that I'm like looking at it up in the top left. I see that we're, you know, getting there, but no cigar just yet. You know what I might do? I think I need to take the rake and I'll just clear out all these grates, and then maybe even by the time I get back, this will all have drained enough that, you know, I don't even have to come back, but we'll see what happens. I'll drain the vacuum, and then I'll come back here with the vacuum, and we'll see what I have left to do. And then we'll clear up the West Junction, and then we have one last place up in the that place I forgot where it leaked water for a little bit, and then we'll be good. So yeah, we'll move the water from East Junction over to West Junction and go from there, I think. Yeah, it still looks like the water's kind of pooling here, so I can afford to use like my sweeper on it, I guess. East Junction, West Junction, and then what's called the service alley. So, all right, this is not like clearing just yet, which has me a little bit nervous, of course. Should be pretty close to being done. I don't know how I'm feeling about it now that it's I thought it should be done in less than a sweeper's worth, and we've already used one sweeper's worth and it's still not done. Alright, drain that. Hey, there we go. There's the East Junction. Now we just got the West Junction in the service alley, and we are done and done. I even have the strongest of the pumps on me right now, the red one, so now the West Junction. This I'm not even, well, not that I was worried about the East Junction either, but this West one I'm not worried about. Honestly, I might just clear the grates and then move up to the service alley to like give the grates more time to drain the little bits and grits of this water. Alright, I'll leave that be. We'll just go up to the service. What did it say? Service alley? Service alley. Well, whatever. Service alley is also almost done. Oh wow, the west side's done too. West side. Oh, I could just, I need to chew this up. Perfect. And what do we got on? I'll probably have to use does the vacuum have use? Fuck, no, the vacuum does not have use. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, and it looks like most of the water is there towards the back. What if shit. I would like to just find somewhere where I could just drain this water without, like, abysmally screwing myself. What about near the truck? I wonder if, like, I can put it near the truck without, like, sort of fucking myself here. Oh, hey. Nope, the map just finished. So that is that. Done and done. We just got $1,200. I do see a time challenge where apparently you can ding these maps to, like, do a map in, like, so little amount of time. I don't have any real knowledge about that. So this map has what? 1, 2, 3. And this is probably including both the, what's it called, magnet fishing and the tutorial. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which of course I could have just counted from this screen too, but yep, 9 and 9. I don't know, you can see our times here too. Looks like Midtown Market took me the longest, but, well, no. No, the farm took me the longest. Some of these later ones went just fine. I don't think, can I ting this to do, like, the time challenge? I'm not seeing anything for the time challenge, whatever. But yeah, that seems to have been this game. If I was going to buy anything with this $1,200, what would I buy? I would probably get like utilities that I need. I would probably buy like 3 sight lights, 3 inflatable barriers, and then I would sell probably the pump, and then I don't know if that would give me enough to equip. You know what? Fuck it. I mean, it's not like I can't just do it now. So let me go ahead and sell this. Yeah, I guess I already sold my basic pump, so I don't have any other basic pumps. Or no, maybe no, I didn't. Or did I? I see I have like a certain amount of weight there. All right, anyway, let's just go shop. So I would buy one. Let's start with 2 inflatable barriers, just in case I don't have this size for them. No, I do. How much does a light cost? Oh, they weigh 5. Fuck. Okay. So I would want to at least replace the sight light, which I could fill up there. And really, that's kind of about it. We're full on the truck. How many pumps would I have? That leaves me with 4 pumps. I guess in time I would want to sell pump Mark 3 and sub that in for a pump Mark 4, but we have kind of hyper efficiency here in 2 generators, which I can hook 4 pumps into. We got 2 sight lights, which is a little bit less than I would kind of like, but then we have inflatable barriers. We've got 5 of those, which is honestly probably a little bit too many. I could probably like sell 1, sub in. You know what? Well, I guess I can just buy stuff without selling it too, right? So I would probably sub out 1 inflatable barrier, sub in 1 light, and then that's kind of as efficient as things get. Like, this is an optimal sort of load out here, because you never really know what you're going to load into. I guess you do get like some preview in the maps here. Like if I went to, I guess I can't click on any of this, but like if I went to, let's say I did convenience store, it tells us that we would need barriers, pumps, vacuum rake, wrench. So like, you know, if I didn't think I'd need the wrench, this is your indication that you do. So, all right. But, that's it for this game. I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of it once, like, a sizable chunk of it comes out, but really, you probably wouldn't see me play this again until, like, double, triple the number of maps, or, like, if that's hopefully the fucking final version of the game, because, hopefully, I don't know. This is a fun game. I don't want to say that I wouldn't play a lot more of it if there wasn't a lot more to play, but, you know, careful what you wish for. Because it might be a shitty quality if he just puts out a ton of content. You never know. Anyway, that has been DrainSim. I really like this game. This is a game that itches a certain scratch in my brain. I can't tell you what it is because it's inappropriate. No, I'm just kidding, of course. That's the last time I'll joke like that, at least in this playthrough. Anyway, that's enough for Dr. Dirk and DrainSim this week. I'll see you guys all next week. Later.